And we're live. You guys can Nick do your intro and tell them where you can find you.
It's got to know the union when the second.
Oh, I'm Tesmo. I review comics, movies, video games, and I'm currently enjoying my day. Mom, say hi. Mom, say hi.
Okay, and you, Nick.
I'm Nick Lenz from the channel Nick Lenz. I do reviews, rants, top tens. This week, I released my 600th episode of my Comic Corner.
Obviously, another episode.
Nice. I've been busy with the semester, and now that the university's all done, I have a lot of more free time to do things.
Nice.
So anyway, what you're going on about Super Sons and the volumes being Marvel? I don't know.
Yeah.
Marvel always get it out faster than DC.
Yeah, I've never really understood that. I mean, there are certain things I personally, from Marvel, would love to see in trade. There's one series Marvel would never put into trade because they refuse to acknowledge a series exists. You know what series that is?
Or because Jack Kirby with the.
No, not that one. Punisher Purgatory. Yeah, the Punisher Purgatory miniseries. The one done by...
Yeah, that series.
I can't remember the writer. I saw on the cover. It was Christopher Golden, the guy who frequently works with Mike Mignola on the Hellboy franchise.
Ah!
Yeah, he wrote it. I read it. It's okay, but here's the thing. Marvel will never release this miniseries in trade. They release everything else relates to Punisher in trade, but not this miniseries.
I think I know why. Because it makes it really that good. I heard it awful.
I mean, from what I can tell, it actually did have really good artwork. The artwork wasn't terrible for that miniseries.
I never read Punisher Purgatory, so I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, the miniseries retcons Punisher's backstory.
If Benjamin Punisher an angel, and it's just awful. It was bad.
Yeah, from what I can tell, because it's been a while since I've read it, apparently one of the mob bosses responsible for killing Punisher's family was apparently a demon all along, and apparently he had planned the whole time for Frank Castle to become the Punisher and have him kill a bunch of people just to become his servants.
Yeah, it's awful. Like,
yeah, that retcon turned a lot of people off, so they tried it again with the Warren Ellis run, and the Warren Ellis run has been the one where it's Welcome Back Frank storyline.
Yep.
That's really good. Though, here's the weird thing. When Marvel did the Marvel Legacy thing last year, they decided not to include the volume that came after that 12-issue Maxi series as part of the numbering. For some reason.
I don't know why.
I've read it. There's nothing wrong with the run. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of bad issues in it, but that doesn't say it's a terrible run.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, more numbering right now is all over the place. That's not funny. Oh, speaking of numbering issues, like,
all the numbering made sense, except for the Punisher. The only one I could think of they never released one of those cards for when they did Marvel Legacy last year was Moon Knight. They never released one for him at all.
Speaking of Marvel Legacy, I'm on Marvel Fresh Start.
There's no fresh start.
Yeah, you know, fresh start, no bullshit.
Yeah.
The final issue of my life came out, and it was bad. But,
I read the final issue. I thought it was really good. It was a good wrap-up for Bendis' run. But I'm curious, though, why would Marvel access Title 4? Because Bendis left? Is that the reason why they access Title?
That's my best guess.
And what couldn't find a writer to replace Bendis on this book? So they axe this book. They axe Defenders. Jessica Jones is questioned because I haven't heard anything this title's been canceled or not.
Yep. Honestly, I can see that.
Talk about how Coates is on Captain America.
Oh yeah, I can be fucking job at time you go into Captain America. Damn it.
Yeah. It's really weird though that Wade has his third run on Captain America, and yet it's ending in 2 issues.
Wade is an insane person, and he's an asshole for what he did recently.
Mark
What do you
Waid?
do?
You guys,
What
you
did
guys
we
know
do?
about diversity in comics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvel's been like this,
Actually,
but I think
okay.
one of the
Time out, Nick.
problems is the reason why Marvel's been like a little bit more than usual is because politics.
No. Here,
Yep.
Nick. Let me tell you the story. Anyway, they kept saying if we don't like the books that Marvel is making, we should make our own books. So Diversity in Comics got crowdfunded. He made literally over a quarter of $1 million on his
Oh yeah,
Jawbreakers.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, no, Indiegogo. And Antarctic Press said they were going to publish it. Mark Waid on Facebook literally said that he was going to do before they take action, he was going to let everybody know what he has against diversity in comics. Then he said he was going to make a campaign to make sure that comic never comes out. Basically, in art stop publishing said they weren't going to publish the book. He strong armed people and said that he was going to. Mark Waid said that he was going to get Marvel in on it to stop the book from coming out.
They can't do that. That's illegal.
Yes, and now Mark Waid has basically got off all of his social media. Like you cannot find his Facebook. I'm telling you that right now. So basically, he's in trouble. Everybody talked about it, and everybody said that everybody lost a lot of respect for that man. And I said, you know,
Yeah.
screw him.
That really breaks my heart.
I enjoy the guy's work, his comic work, but I think his politics are really kind of dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's not only dumb. He swerves out a lot, and it's not even a secret anymore. And now he's using his own power and supposedly Marvel to stop a small indie company from publishing a book from someone you do not like.
We are Hip Hop Nation.
Which is illegal.
He's pretty much an asshole.
Who cares? It's his work.
I think maybe Waid
And
has
secondly, his Captain America one was
independent
shit.
companies because he was editor in chief of Boom.
That's true.
Yeah, and then basically his Captain America run was terrible. It's basically the whole main story was just about Donald Trump.
Kind of like Secret Empire way. Secret Empire went on a photograph with Trump.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Wade's run for Captain America so far. It just seemed like that there was no consequences in store of what Captain America did.
Yeah, I ain't Captain America. I just didn't even care. Secret Empire just threw me out the wall. I didn't give a damn anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems. And then
and plus,
Venom is good.
Yeah. Chris Simney, who was the artist during Wade's run, he didn't even stay on for very long. I think he did, 5 issues and left?
I don't know.
Hey, can you put some headphones on?
I do have headphones on. Like I said, no, I'm at the end of the car. Hang on.
Really loud.
Sorry about that. My bad doing the music.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like I thought you didn't have any headphones on.
I do.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because if that music, if YouTube could probably cop that music, this would probably be copyrighted.
They can't, but they won't because basically you can't. It's hardly audible. You can just hear it. It's not very audible, and you can't tell what it is.
Yeah, but in the case of Wade's run for Captain America, this is shorter than his last run. His last run was like 3 years. When he came back the book, I think it was in 1998. I think it was, and actually it was 97. It was 97. He came back in 97. I think he left in 2000. I think that's when actually wasn't 2000. It was 1999. That's when he had the Dan Jurgens. But he got back the book. I thought was a really good idea. But this run overall is only like 8 issues, which for a run from a writer like him, that's really short.
That is short.
And heck, he had just came onto the book, and yet he's leaving to do Doctor Strange. It's a good idea for him to do Doctor Strange, and I love what he's going to do with the book, having Doctor Strange go to space. Though he has been to space before, but for an entire story of a series, that's something new.
Well, actually, I don't know if Mark Waid is going to have a job soon.
I always damn Josh Green and make Spider-Man at the good
Oh,
age.
the only series I can think of he's doing aside from Doctor Strange, he's doing Ant-Man the Wasp.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's going to get
he
canceled.
is?
So, like I said, I don't see he might not have a job soon.
Yeah. What do you think about the writer of Black Panther, who's going to stay in Black Panther, but he's also going to do Captain America?
Yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates is basically a race baiter who uses Black Lives Matter to propagate his own books because he likes to say white people are evil. That's the basic principle of his
I don't know what
argument.
his thing is when it comes to that, but I've read his Black Panther run. I don't think he throws in. I think he throws some politics in there, but it's not like over the top. I mean, yeah,
no.
Black Panther
and the Crew. That's what you need to
but
read.
the main Black Panther book has got none of that at all.
Yeah, because it's just basically Black Panther and Wakanda around black people. Bring white people into it, like Captain America. He's basically saying that Captain America is going to rally with Antifa to take out the alt-right / Hydra Nazis.
Okay.
Why?
Antifa is the worst thing to come out. They basically just cause trouble for the public and not the government.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's really weird. Marvel has some backwards politics. I'm enjoying more DC books than any other indie books.
Same.
Yeah. I did read the first issue of Jason Aaron's Avengers run. His first issue came out I think it was last week. Really good. Really good first issue.
Promo for Young Justice?
Wait, what promo?
Hang on a second. Let me show. They got some promo art already. Let me screen share and I will show you.
Okay.
Give me a minute. It's on Twitter. Someone just showed it. So let's see what happens.
Is it one of the creators who's sharing it? Oh
no, this is one of the people who followed it. Yeah. This is gonna be this new promo art. Black Light.
Yeah, okay. Looks like Nightwing has the same costume he had in season 2. There's like no change for that. I think I see Artemis in the background, but
that's Artemis Tigress. Vixen. There's Metamorpho. I don't know who this is.
I don't know. I think it's Geo Force.
Yeah, because I see Katana and I don't recognize this guy.
Counter Static or Omen.
No, I don't know who he is.
Oh, him?
Green suit.
No, him.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think this has to be Geoforce because it says that the outsiders are gonna be part of this.
Yeah, that could be Geoforce, but he's never worn a green costume before, not that I could think of. Who's the big guy?
I don't
different. It's Young Justice. So they changed up the costumes and colors and stuff.
Yeah, but who's the big bulky guy standing between Geoforce and Metamorpho?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't recognize this guy.
I have no idea. He got that new God kid.
During the Outsiders is a good idea. Even though they have been featured in animation before, they're featured in the final episode of Beware the Batman. Even the previous show, Batman Brave the Bold, the feature on this. So this is probably their third anime appearance they've actually made.
Yeah, and people, they still say no sign of Wally, which we may or may not get him in this season.
Damn it! That sucks. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they say it's going to be involving Darkseid this season.
Yeah. Which I'm so happy they're falling off on that because I think for a lot of people, after what happened with season 2, after teasing him for an entire season, and then when they cancel the show and having the final episode, seeing Darkseid for about 10 seconds, I've heard from a lot of people that was a middle finger to the fans.
Yeah, because it was setting up, Vandal Savage has World teaming up with them.
Yep.
There's another one out
there. Yeah, there was.
Yeah. Though I really enjoy G. Gordon Godfrey. Tim Curry did a fantastic job voicing this character. I mean, who better than him?
Yep.
I hope that when they bring the show back, please, for the love of God, bring back Tim Curry as G. Gordon Godfrey.
It's ridiculous. Could you buy it as a
Good.
new one for $3 grand?
Also, speaking of Canada, I do want to know one thing I do want to see. Give me John Cena against Superboy, and I was sold. Okay, we get Daniel Johns in this universe.
Yeah, but that is sad.
I think the guy who voices Aqualad, the black one, Caldor, I think his name is. That's the name of the character. I don't remember the actor's name. I think he's one of the producers on this season, isn't he?
Wait, for what?
Aqualad.
Oh yeah,
It's
Jason
really
Hyde.
good. You should actually watch the.
Though I think that the guy who voices Nightwing is different from the usual people who voiced him over the years.
Childish Gambino.
Did you know at one point he was voiced by a celebrity?
Which one?
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Nice.
Yeah.
Under
Red Hood.
Wait.
Movie.
Isn't Neil Patrick Harris also the guy who voiced Spider-Man at one point?
Yeah.
I don't know if he did.
And Shadow Dimension.
But I do know that
show.
the show does have Under Red Hood connection. The guy who voices Batman on Young Justice, he also voiced Batman in Under the Red Hood.
And boy, Batman got my gas right.
Voice Spider-Man in again? So I can remember.
The MTV Spider-Man show.
I don't know which one though, but
the MTV CGI Spider-Man.
Yes,
that one. Yeah, the best thing about the show was the writing. The animation looks so bad for that show. Like, oh my gosh, the CGI did not work for Spider-Man at all for that show. It looks so bad.
Amazing did not win any favors.
Yeah. Also, Power Rangers. Have you guys been reading the Shattered Grid?
I have. I've been reading it. It is fantastic. I know that in the annual that it came out, I think about last week. They had Lord Drakkon take on 4 different Ranger teams. Take on Zeo, In Space, Ninja Steel, RPM, and I'm trying to think who else was it. I think it was Samurai as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
the Zeo one, I can tell exactly where that particular story takes place. Right after Zeo ended.
Oh, okay, because I thought I was reading up on it. I'm waiting for, I think Volume 5 was already came out. I have to go check into that one.
Yeah. The story itself does... You ever watch the episode Forever Red?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's an episode for Wild Force. It was, at the time, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the franchise. Where,
nice.
Get this, they had Tommy, who, in his Zeo Ranger form, recruited 9 other Red Rangers as part of the 10th anniversary. He recruited, Wes, Eric from Time Force, because, well, Eric is kind of Red Ranger because he's Time Force, the Quantum Ranger. He recruited, all the previous Red Rangers, including the Equation Red Ranger. And here's the neat thing about this story, is that Rocky was going to be in this particular special. He was going to be there, but he was going to be as a backup contact in case they couldn't get Austin St. John, the original Red Ranger. And they were not able to contact him in time because he was moving and he couldn't get a forwarding address, so they got Austin St. John. And I don't know if you ever watched the episode, he looked like he put on a few pounds since he left Power Rangers.
Jason? Oh no, I haven't watched Power Rangers since Dino Thunder, but I did see the Shattered Grid.
Shattered Grid, amazing.
Yeah, I think
like
the
the
first
trailer
team
he
he
did.
took on was Time Force. That was an amazing thing to see Time Force again. I mean, out of all the previous Ranger teams, I love the original Mighty Morphin era from Mighty Morphin up until In Space, but post that, my favorite team is Time Force.
Time Force was good. Next to space.
Where did Time Force take after Dino Thunder?
No. Time Force takes place before Down Thunder.
Yeah, it came out roughly about,
Okay,
I think it was 3 years before Down Thunder. Because Down Thunder, I think, came out in, I'm trying to remember, I think it was in 2003 Down Thunder came out.
Let's see.
I think it was like
remember
2003, 2004.
Didn't Ninja Storm come out in 2006? Because I watched that in Dino Thunder, and then I just stopped.
No. Time Force came out in 2000.
Space.
Wild Force was 2002. Ninja Storm was 2003. Dino Thunder was 2004.
That's why I said I'm trying to remember because this is so freaking long, but I do love Kyle Higgins' Power Ranger run, and I do love also Tom Taylor's run on JLA/Power Rangers, and I hope he does a sequel.
Are you sure it was Tom King who did that miniseries? I don't think he did that one. I think that was
No, Tom Taylor did the Power Rangers / Justice
Tom
League.
Taylor. I thought you said Tom King. I'm gonna meet.
No.
I'm gonna meet Kyle Higgins at Comic-Con. I'm gonna get him to sign something I have. I'll ask him what's upcoming for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Actually, yeah, because some people we were actually talking about this because Hasbro just bought the rights to Power Rangers.
It's interesting they bought them. I haven't watched the current season yet, Ninja Steel, and I haven't finished up watching Dino Charge. But what I've heard from Ninja Steel, it's really good.
Yeah, like I said, I've just been keeping up with the comics, so I can't go on about the Power Rangers very much.
Yeah.
But I do like
when it comes to the show itself, it's good for the most part. It has some good ideas. There are some, let's just say, kind of really. There are some episodes that are considered to be bad, but if you look at, let's say, possibly of the 3 films released Power Rangers, like Turbo is bad, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah. But I do like what they're doing with Tommy, though. I like how they're saying, oh, he's the Green Ranger, and there's the alternate timeline / universe where he decided to willingly go back to Rita, and he stole the White Power Rangers power, but he does not have the saber.
Oh, the annual does explain what happened to Rita in his timeline.
In that timeline?
Yep.
You want to know what happened to her?
There. Yeah, what happened?
You really want to know what happened?
Like I said, I don't have the annuals or anything, so I can't really go on about anything else.
Okay. You want to know?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, just tell me, please.
Draken stabbed her in the chest.
Draken. Oh, wait, wasn't it Draken the evil robot?
No, Draken is Tommy.
Yeah, because I know they had the evil robot was calling some Tommy as well.
Yeah, Black Dragon. But he actually stabbed Rita, and for some reason he merged Alpha 5 with Finster.
And I also know he took their power coins, and apparently he can just give almost anybody a lesser version of a Power Ranger suit.
Yeah, there's one thing kind of bugs me about his universe. Okay, he killed Rita, merged Finster and Alpha 5. What happened to Goldar?
Maybe we will find out later in Shattered.
Because I'm sure in universe Goldar is curious what happened to his counterparts, because it was mentioned that apparently by Saba to Finster when he was briefly captured that he fell at the side of Rita. Like that happened. That was mentioned like a little bit later on before Shattered Grid, and I think everyone was curious to like how that was. I'm sure Higgins probably asked frequently what that meant, and then the annual basically revealed what happened. Evil Tommy killed Rita on top of the command center.
I thought he would just, let a building or something fall on top of her. In fact, how powerful is Rita? Why don't she just go to another planet instead of just conquering Earth?
I have no idea. In story, there's no explanation for it, but outside, the reason why she keeps attacking Earth, because that's what her counterpart did in the Super Sentai.
Yeah, see, I don't have Volume 5 because Volume 5 is going to go into the first Power Rangers that Zordon did.
Yeah, I actually read those issues. Yeah, apparently these Rangers existed back in 1969 at the height of the Cold War.
So why didn't they use their powers to stop the Cold War?
I have no idea, but here's the thing: the Red Ranger was a woman, and you're gonna laugh at this.
Oh wait, no. I have not read it. I want to be surprised. Please don't. No.
Okay, but you know the character Grace who appears in the book.
Grace?
She's the head of that company that works with the Rangers. Paramount D, I think it's called.
Is this in Mighty Morphin or just Go-Go Power? Sabin book is about to come out.
No, it's the main Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series. It happens very recently.
That's a free comic day issue that I do own.
Yeah, she was the Red Ranger from the 60s.
There's two different Power Rangers. I don't know which one is the correct one because there's a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Here's how I'll explain this to you, Jeremy. Go-Go Power Rangers takes place after the pilot.
Isn't that what the comic also does as well? Like it tells stories between the episodes.
No.
That takes place after the Green Ranger saga. That's basically where this storyline takes place.
Yeah, I know the in between or after certain comic episodes. That's what I'm trying to figure.
The Green Ranger arc and pretty much what happened afterwards.
Yeah, it's a bit after the Green Ranger saga.
Oh no, I'm talking about. Well, it came up May 1st. I need to go order it.
Yeah, Go-Go Power Rangers is before Mighty Morphin.
Naturally. Let's see. Where the hell are you?
I don't know if the first find for Go-Go Power Rangers has been released here or not.
Not yet. Found it.
That's weird because the series is like 8 issues in. I would have thought a trade been released by now.
I do know this.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Sabin's Go-Go 1. It comes 1 second because live stream. It comes out July. Comes out July 17th for his Sabin's Go-Go Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And that book is not done by Kyle Higgins. That's done by a different writer.
Yeah, the free comic
is done by Ryan Hadrock.
I think so.
Yep. I don't remember the writer's name, but at least the writer does know the Power Rangers continuity really well, just like Higgins does.
Yep. And
even Tom Taylor knows it, or at least he keeps them all in character good enough.
But here's the odd thing about the Tom Taylor miniseries: when they had the Power Rangers team with the Justice League. There's something slightly wrong with it. Okay, when Zed showed up, the first thing he did is that he destroyed the dinosaurs. Why were the dinosaurs in the miniseries?
I don't know.
What you had to
Justice League. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the crossover they had with Justice League, they had their dinosaurs, and the villain of that series, the Power Rangers villain they fought was Lord Zed. When Zed showed up, the first thing he did when he fought the Rangers is they destroyed their dinosaurs and they became Thunderzords.
Yep.
Okay, see, here's the thing. Zed is not in the current story, as far as I'm aware.
No, he's not.
No,
he's not yet.
He was featured in last year's annual, but he was not in this one.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, Zed is already there, even though they haven't properly taken on Zed yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, the annual that came out last year, which for some reason is not in the trades yet. For some reason, the annual does explain of why his face is the way it is. Why does he wear the radiation face for?
And but Lord Dragon is such a badass. I love Lord Dragon. He's such a good
I know. Tommy. I forget. No, Jason David Frank.
David Frank, ADF.
Tommy. Street Fighter. He's good at mixed martial arts.
He got the Bloodshot too.
Yeah. Actually, I was surprised when people told me that he was actually think it was in either the UFC or what was the other one? The card. Can't think of him right now,
It
but
was
yeah,
some MA thing. I think he's 2-0 in MA fights.
Wait, like overall or just under one company?
Overall, because I haven't seen any other matches. I looked online for his record. They only list 2 matches on there, and he won both of them.
To the UFC soon, but he's
Which
overhyped.
is weird.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know how much
I get the reason why he actually went to MMA because the guy is a trained martial artist, so it makes sense for him to do that.
Well,
And plus,
actually,
he's good at drawing people to the event because he's popular because he's the original Green Ranger.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, because everybody was going Green Ranger name, and I said, you know what, I like the White Ranger better than the Green Ranger.
I kind of do too.
Saber.
But in the case of the 2 Zords he had, at least in the case when he had the Tiger Zord, he actually piloted from the inside. The Dragon Zord, he only went inside of it once the entire time he had it.
Actually,
and the cockpit was like if you've never seen the Sentai, they actually show the cockpit in there like once. The cockpit is exactly the same like all the other ones, except it has the symbol for the Dragon Ranger behind him. It's the same design. It's not much different. In the case the one they did for the White Tiger, that one is actually different from what they use for the Thunder Megazord because in the Super Sentai that they take the Zords from, the cockpit is completely different in the Sentai footage. Yeah, the cockpit.
Is the Power Rangers movie even good?
Yeah, the Rangers are all standing. They're all standing. There's no chairs.
Yeah, I know that was for one Power Ranger. I know for some of the new ones, like I know in Ninja Storm they stand up. They don't sit down.
Yeah, they did it for them. They did it for Time Force, Wild Force. They've done it since Lost Galaxy. They've been doing this where I know in Lights Rescue they didn't stand. They actually sat down, but they did in Lost Galaxy and from Time Force up until Ninja Storm. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't think they did it again until I think it was with Jungle Fury.
I'm trying to remember. Did I watch Jungle Fury? Because I know I watched that freaking Turbo Power Rangers, which, let's be honest, that was pretty lackluster in general.
It's okay. It has some good ideas with it, but most people agree one of the biggest weaknesses of it is his villain.
I forgot the villains because I know in that movie, Rita and Zed showed up as a cameo.
Yeah, the villain for Turbo is a woman named Divatox, and here's the thing. Her counterpart looks nothing like her at all. And her counterpart is not the main villain of Car Ranger. It's Reinker, the big blue guy. The guy who wears the blue suit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I don't remember a lot of these movies. The only real movie I actually cared about was the first.
He's told in Elgar.
No, I gotta go look them up because I'm also trying to start collecting Kevin Eastman's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles run.
Okay. Oh, fun fact. Do you know who actually did his dub voice? The guy who does Elgar.
Elgar? Oh, you mean which Power Ranger series?
Turbo. And he also did it for In Space.
Oh wait, so who is he?
His name is Derek Stephen Pierce. He also did he was also in Digimon, Bleach, and he was in Naruto.
Which Digimon? Which Digimon?
Adventure 2. He was Ken Ichijoji.
Oh, wait. Did you guys hear about the last Digimon movie they're doing for the Tri people? This is the last one that's going to be about the original cast.
I know of it. I don't know when it's coming out. I think they just released a dub for it, right?
I think so because actually we just learned in the someone just brought this up. In the Japanese sub anime, it was stated that Kairi actually loved her brother, and not as actually in a romantic relationship, not as brotherly sister love. She actually loved him, which is
So
weird.
it's incestuous.
Yes, basically that's what they said. It's basically they couldn't outright say it, but yeah, it wasn't a sibling love. It was actually romantic love, and she was kind of jealous of
from the
other
crew from Venture 2. I think his name was
David.
Davis.
Wanted to give it his own cousin. Yes, he wanted.
Yeah,
he wanted to give it
Davis had
Kyrie,
a thing
who was
for
his
her
cousin.
the whole time.
No, he flat out even in the dub, he said, yeah, he wanted to be with her. I said, she's your cousin. Does no one find this weird?
You mean Davis is actually her cousin? They don't state it in the dub.
No, they stated they're cousins in the when it came to Gen 2. They flat out said it. Yeah, they're cousins, and he had a crush on her, which I said that's super weird. But then in Japan, you can actually marry your cousins.
She and TK could hooked up, but the only people who hooked up with each other in the finale for Venture 2 was Ken and Yuri, I think her name is, who's kind of that team's version of Iggy.
I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it because
she's a smart girl in the group.
Yeah, the one with the glasses.
Yeah, she's basically Iggy. Iggy's the short one of the original group. She's their Iggy.
And people I still on that firm theory that Kyrie is I think his name was Marcus or something in Generation 3. Kyrie was the main trio's homeroom teacher because she talked about Digimon and she knew about
actress, but it's not the same character. I think it's a complete different character.
But she talked about Digimon like she actually knew it, and she had the same voice actress. So a lot of people thought, oh yeah, it has to be Kyrie. So she got a job as a teacher.
The thing is, that teacher is never shown carrying Digivice. If you look at her in all the episodes, that teacher barely got in development. Her biggest moment was basically begging the Tamers group not to do what they were going to do, and that was it.
Also, did you ever hear about the other theory they had about that tying all their parents before them were actually Digidestined?
Really?
Because they said, oh man, he talked about a previous group of humans who tried to take on the Digilords, but they ultimately failed. They kind of applied, they died, but it never was outright stated. And some people have this theory.
One thing that's weird about the Tri stuff is that the new characters who show up in Adventure 2, they all disappear for some reason, and I don't know if they resolve that plot thread at all. Do they in the final movie?
Wait, what movie?
Final movie? As in the first, because the first one was weird because it involved
in the first film. I watched the first part of a sub because the dub hasn't come out yet. The new characters from Adventure 2, Davis, Cody. He's the youngest one of the group.
Two. Yeah, they showed up in the second story.
Yeah, Adventure 2. All the new characters, all the new Digidestined who popped up in Season 2 of Digimon. Well, Digimon Adventure 2. No, yeah, they actually fought some guy. They disappeared. They implied they died, and I don't know if they ever resolved that plot thread or not.
No. They actually, that's going to be brought up. They brought them up, actually. They brought the Gen 2 up, and they said they were actually going to explain it in the movie.
Wouldn't Gen 2 be the sequel to the third anime series?
Yeah, because it had
time. It is. But Tamers, the seasons that come afterwards are their own standalone thing. They have nothing to do with the previous stuff at all. They're their own standalone continuity.
Tamer was a reboot prior, if I remember well.
Yeah, it was. Out of the seasons I watched, because the last one I watched was it was Data Squad. That was the darkest one out of all the 5 seasons I watched.
I never saw Data Squad.
I only watched 4 seasons. I know there was the other weird one where they didn't actually have Digimon. They become the Digimon by using their little scanners.
Yeah, that was that was
Gen 4.
That was Frontier. That was interesting. I love that season.
Yeah,
it's weird though. That's the first Digimon season where they only have one girl on the entire team. I think they did the same thing with Data Squad as well. And Data Squad was the first one that featured Agumon as one of the featured Digimon, as one of the star Digimon since, well, Adventure 2. And they upgraded his look where they gave him like fingerless gloves.
Okay, because I also know about they barely talk about they bring up the Digimon Knights, and I actually like them.
Yeah, they were actually featured in Digimon Frontier, the two of them anyways.
Well, they're not the real. That's not the actual Knights. Those people were masquerading. The Omnimon, yeah, Armymon. There was one of the versions of Vmon, one of his mega evolutions. There were some other people, and I saw some of the most, broken Digimon in the games. They showed that some of them, like, they have universal level feats.
One thing I thought was really interesting about Try is that the other Digimon finally got a chance to go to Mega form.
Actually, yeah, they actually did do that in the first movie. Gatomon and Patamon went to their Mega Evolution forms,
which were Omnimon, and I don't remember the other woman's. I don't remember the female.
Yeah, it was a dragon. It was weird.
Yeah, Omnimon was also featured in Frontier, but here's the thing: when he went to back to an egg, like once he hatched, he basically went to Patamon for some reason, which was weird.
That's because Digimon have a lifespan. But the problem is,
one thing I noticed though about Frontier, they borrow a lot of stuff from Venture 1, like having where the leader of the team and the guy with the blue stuff have these two get the final form before anybody else do.
Yeah.
You know when they combine the two spirits into one? Yeah, which is kind of like their mega form. The leader of the team and the guy who's the loner of the group, who's a lone wolf. Those two got it, and it's kind of similar to what they did with with Ty and Matt by giving them the mega form to fight Venom Iola's.
Wait, would you say you pause for a second?
You know how in Frontier you saw it where the leader, I don't remember the guy's name. He basically turns a Digimon that basically has like a red and he's like a fire Digimon, and the guy who's a lone wolf is like a blue one, and these two get their beast spirits first, and then they get like a combination form, which is like combination of both these two into one.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was kind of interesting because I also have Digimon the New Front. Digimon New World Order, which is interesting because they talk about the Digimon life cycle. Like every Digimon, even Megas, have a lifespan, and once they die, they simply are reborn.
Yeah,
which is an interesting concept because I have Cyber Sleuth, and I have Hacker's True Memories.
One thing that's weird though, out of all the champions they featured in Adventure 1, Angemon was the most powerfulest one of all the champions. Heck, this guy could even best Myotismon. He's an ultimate Digimon.
Yeah, I also noticed Leomon has a Mega Evolution, and I don't remember ever seeing it in the anime.
Yeah, he actually did have it. He did Digivolve to it for when they fought the Dark Masters. When they fought the last one, Hydramon.
Okay.
He's the Dark Master who's a clown.
Yeah, I know. One time one of my Digimon actually Mega Evolved into that freaking clown.
Yeah, but here's the thing: out of all the Dark Masters, Puppetmon is the weakest out of all of them because he's made of wood.
But that actually doesn't count in a lot of things. Like I've seen a lot of Mega Evolutions in the game. They talk about Machinemon, who's basically one of the antagonists.
He was weird. I think he's a giant like dragon snake.
He's an offshoot of Agumon. Because I learned that there's a toy Agumon, or there's a Legomon, who's basically Agumon if he was made of Legos.
Yeah, during the second half of the first season, when they went back digital after they went back to the real world for a few days, the digital world, they did something really interesting with it. They had like all the areas, like the land, they had like grass, desert, ocean, formed like this giant pillar. And every time they defeated one of Dark Masters, one of those things would disappear, go back the way it was before. The first one, there was like a few Dark Masters. There's Pydramon, Puppetramon, Machine Dramon, Mega Seedramon, and I think that was it. There's just 4 Dark Masters.
Yeah, that was Puppetmon.
Machine Dramon, he was defeated.
And that fucking clown.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
In Digimon, the first gen that talking about the Dark Masters, the ones that were basically behind what was Devilmon and that freaking vampire?
I think that's season 1. Wait,
Myolusmon is the vampire.
Yeah, he actually reappeared in Gen 2 as well for the finale.
Yeah, he did that as Myolusmon, and apparently everything going on in the entire season.
But that doesn't make any sense because the widow Digimon destroyed it.
Like I said, David,
how he survived is a bizarre retcon I have ever seen. Apparently, he attached to a police officer. What?
Huh?
Wait. Who? Which one?
In Adventure 2, they kind of explained how he survived. Self to a character who appeared throughout the last, I'd say 30 or so episodes, like the last half of this guy who had been gathering kids. You remember this, Tivia, don't you? The guy who basically had these kids have flowers go on top of their heads.
No, wait, which gen? Because I'm trying to remember.
In Gen 2.
Yeah, because we got the Dark Emperor.
I don't remember the guy's name. But I've heard Cody's father. Cody is one of the second generation Digidestin. He was an old friend of his father's.
Who got corrupted, man.
He had somehow attached to him because apparently he was still grieving over his best friend's death.
Yep.
So, but suicide. And then Myolusmon just attached himself to him. This is just after Venom Myolusmon was destroyed.
Yeah, apparently he corrupted him, made the Dark Emperor, used them, and then he...
Wait, I'm still confused as to how Digimon even exists because basically their data, when it came to a life, and cross into their dimension, like Tron.
Really
I don't get it either.
And then the guy creates his own gate, and he goes to this. Apparently, this is the gate that Black Greymon sealed with his own corpse for some.
I don't get it either. It's confusing.
And they went to this bizarre world, which was not the digital world at all. It looks like something you would see in a something from Teletime, from Teletubbies.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't get that. I felt lost.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, I have no idea why they did this for. They had all the secondary Digivolve to every single form they assumed the entire show. They're both the armor forms and the regular forms, even the DNA. That was a really cool concept. And then they basically busted out of there, and then just to beat Myolusmon.
Yeah, beat him again. You know, he died at the end of Gen 1.
It took like these kids revealing their dreams.
Again, it's weird.
Yeah.
And
then he had a dream to go to the world so badly, and he's dragged there by Cody, and then he dies in the digital world.
Yep. And then he turns Dark Emperor, gets revenge, and then that falls apart, and becomes a good guy, and then you have to go to Plan B.
Hey, David.
I would say of all the seasons I've watched, Adventure 2 has got the weakest ending.
It does.
Out of all of them. Yeah, Tamers had an interesting ending to it, where they actually rescued the character. Apparently, was the main character's love interest, which came out of nowhere, and they defeated this virus, which apparently had been corrupting the real reason. And in Frontier, they defeated the big creature thing at the end, which that was an interesting finale, though they couldn't keep their power for some reason at the end. Data Squad, they did defeat us, and that had a more interesting finale than Avenger 2 did.
Avenger 2 ended the weekend out entire franchise, in my opinion. It just.
Oh yeah, I was saying, like, did you see the new?
I haven't watched Fusion or the new one, Data X. I have not watched that one either.
Jeremy, are you trying to say anything?
Yeah, I say, did you see Trio? Yeah, Digimon Tri. You know, the sequel to the Gen 1. What happened to them?
No, I never
actually because
the
final movie is about to come out.
Yeah,
I just watched part of the first film in sub, and man, like, I know who these characters are from the dub, but seeing these people say their names in the sub, I was so, because I got so used to, and apparently all these characters' names are all completely different in the sub.
I'm more about the dub version, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, this is one of 2 series I know that's done this. The other was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep.
You know, where they changed all the characters' names except for the main character?
Yep.
They did the same thing in Digimon as well.
Wait, have you guys always known that there's you in all the main characters in Yu-Gi-Oh? Every generation has some kind of word you in it.
I did notice that.
Yeah, like Jaden, Yuki,
I think the only one I could think of that doesn't have it as part of their name is the one from 5Ds.
Is 5D still connected anymore? I can know.
Everything, because they brought up Joy's Willer cousin in 5Ds.
Yeah, but here's the dumb thing about this one and GX. They never finished dubbing these seasons at all.
No, they didn't, which sucked.
Yeah, GX, I've heard the reason why they stopped dubbing it, because it was getting popular in Japan. So let's hop on that bandwagon. This is for kids. The same people who dubbed Pokemon and One Piece.
No. See, the problem with One Piece is they got the rights to One Piece by accident. They bought a catalog, and One Piece just so happened to come with it. And they even said that they didn't know how to actually properly dub and censor it.
Yeah, the only dub I've actually seen them do where they actually, well, I could tell they don't change anything to it at all, is Shaman King.
Shaman King actually had it. There's some changes. There was a lot of changes because they skipped some chapters and they omitted some other things. But then again, Shaman King was still going on when 4Kids was doing the anime, or even the anime in Japan.
Yeah, this is something that really bugs me. This is one of those mini series that ended and they never finished adapting the manga. They did the same thing with Toriko, Soul Eater.
Oh no, Toriko got canceled, so they just scrapped it all together.
Damn it! That sucks.
Yeah. Toriko got canceled.
Bleach 3 I've watched where they didn't finish adapting the manga. The one I was really disappointed with was Soul Eater. That I thought was a terrible ending to the series.
I feel it.
That's because when the anime came out, Soul Eater was still going on.
Can I Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, just like Full Metal Alchemist, we have to wait for like a Brotherhood for Soul Eater to come out because it didn't end until 2013.
To be fair, like Full Metal Alchemist, I kind of like the
Brotherhood.
Yeah, like
they actually fixed the problem that the original series did, where they acted the entire series and had a really good ending to it.
That's what I like about both Full Metal Alchemist. Like, you could watch the first one and you could still enjoy it all the way in the other 2 movies that came with it all the way through.
Yeah, like both movies are both good. Like, but both do the movie actually picked up the show left off. It's other movie picked up Brotherhood left. Well, describe that. The other movie at the took with maturing Brotherhood. But it's an own separate story.
Yeah, I haven't watched the 2 films from Alchemist yet, but the only thing I've watched from Alchemist is just the Brotherhood series, which is really good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And by far, outside of the 2 characters, my personal favorite character is Alexander Armstrong, voiced by Christopher Sabat. The guy is a complete badass.
Yes, him, Mike Viana. Let's see. I think that's the only 2 notable names.
Oh yeah, there's also Rise Hawkeye, great character, and love her dub actor.
Oh yeah, then we have, let's see. I do like the Fuhrer Bradley. He had a interesting mindset. I also like Greed when he both versions of Greed.
Yeah. Oh, did you know who actually the guy who voiced him also is known? He's his best known voiceover, and for a lot of people, this is what first character they think of. He voiced Natsu from Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail is trash, and actually, you guys heard that Marshima is doing another manga. It's set.
Yeah, I heard
in
about
the
that.
same...
Apparently, it's supposed to be a sequel to the
Oh, no,
previous
it's not a
Fairy
sequel.
Tail one, and I know the anime Fairy Tail is coming back. What I last heard is going to be October of this year.
No, like the new manga is not a sequel to Fairy Tail. It just so happens to take place in the same world.
Yeah, but I know the anime is coming back this year.
Why? I thought the anime ended.
No, the
it went on
anime, because the
hiatus.
manga was still going.
Oh.
Because the
Yeah,
manga
they
was
put
still
the
going.
series on
Now the
hiatus.
manga is done.
This was this. They did this before at the end of season 6, when they put on hiatus for an entire year, and then they brought it back. I think it was about 2 years later. I think it was. I looked up online, and then when they brought the series back, if you watch the 7th season, Tivia, it's a long season. It's like 90 episodes. It's longer than the final season of. It's longer than season 14 of Bleach, and it's almost as long as season 17 for One Piece.
Interesting.
Season 17 for One Piece is 112 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not watching all that. That's gonna take forever.
Do you know how long it took me to bench watch this entire season? It took me 2 weeks.
Well,
Dude, I'm not going to watch the final season because it's pointless. You could literally take out the big army and you would still get the same ending.
Yeah, I got.
Why did I watch the final season that actually aired? I mean, Fairy Tail Zero was really good. It didn't feel like the normal stuff that the show had been doing. It just kind of explained like the origin story of the guild itself, how they came together.
Yeah,
And
that was the
I
point.
thought it was a great season.
Oh no, that was the whole
What,
point
Fairy Tail
of Fairy
Zero?
Tail, like how Mavis and what's his name, the guild master, how his grandfather founded his father founded the guild.
Yeah, out of all those characters, the only one still left alive is the guy who can use plant powers.
Yeah, actually, Hades had an interesting mindset about what he wanted to do. He wanted to carry on in Mavis' footsteps and revive her.
Fun fact: the guy who does his dub voice, it's the same guy who voiced Crocodile for One Piece.
Interesting.
Which version of One Piece?
Oh.
In the Funimation dub.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of anime,
I think we're on what Voyage 11 or Voyage 12 by now. We're going straight to Dressrosa.
I have no idea. I don't watch One Piece. Speaking of anime, I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia.
Here's the thing about I haven't read the newest chapter yet that came out this week. I haven't watched the newest episode yet. The manga just wrapped up Whole Cake.
Now we're on to the Reverie. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what I've been more excited for. I want to do
Jeremy,
the Reverie.
I want to get your reaction to the new stuff they introduced at the start of this, like Luffy's new bounty and Sanji's new bounty.
Actually, Sanji's just actually, the reason why that happened is because Oda wanted to make it 10 million more than Zoro, so he can basically make fun.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy, do you want me to tell Tivia what Luffy's new bounty is?
Is Tivia even interested in One Piece to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay, Tivia, you want to know his new bounty? Before this arc, it was 500 million berry. After
because there were only 2 people in the series who had a bounty of 1 billion or above.
Oh.
Yeah, him and Katakuri. Katakuri, and Jack.
1 billion. Katakuri had 1,087,000,000.
Yeah. Tivia, Luffy's bounty is 1.5 billion berry.
What? How the hell did you get that bounty?
1,500,000,000. Because he tried to basically assassinate one of the 4 emperors of the sea.
Yeah, and
why?
Sanji went up to like 320. They put his last name on the wanted poster, and his status is back being dead or alive. And his picture didn't really change.
The German got kicked out. The drummer got kicked out of the world government, but that was already to be expected. Actually, I'm more confused as how Judge thought that Big Mom Pirates weren't going to portray him when he said pirates do not play by the rules.
They don't. But pirates and some of the in history don't give them rules.
I got to admit how Conor Curry is depicted in the anime. He's depicted really well, and his sub actor is really good. I'm curious who Funimation is going to choose because I highly doubt they're going to have Christopher Sabat voice him. My personal guess, and this is one I'm do a voiceover in One Piece, the guy who does dub for Goku.
Oh yeah,
I think his name is Sean Smeta, I think his name is.
I forgot to. I don't know his name personally, but I know Masako X loves to voice him in the Bridge series, and they're talking about how they're gonna go wrap up the Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah, I looked up online. Apparently, for the dub, what's that about?
Apparently, they don't Mark Way controversy, and apparently they're pretty cool. That article is actually good. But that's a shock.
Okay. Wait, what happened?
Pretty cool. The article.
Wait, what happened?
Pretty good. The whole article controversy with jawbreaker stuff with underrated comics and.
I can hardly believe whatever Bleeding Cool puts out because half the stuff they put out is crap.
I know. But
no. Let me read it real quick because I kept up with this entire story. Mark Waid literally threatened Antarctic Press by using Marvel and his connections with comic pros.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because the only thing I can say about Bleeding Cool is when this dude named Daryl A was going around, him, Tim Doyle, and Kieran Shake were going around calling Ethan Van Sciver a Nazi. At least Bleeding Cool said no, he is not a Nazi or a harasser.
Yeah, for one, they don't sound good this time, sending bullshit. Which that's a shock.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, actually, this is a very. Gail Simone is lying. She loves to lie and make shit up.
Why would she do that for?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Because Gail Simone has this thing where she loves to just start drama because, I don't know, she is an insane person, and I really don't have respect or even like this woman at this point. She just loves to say shit and thinks she can get away with it.
Probably because she's popular.
Yeah, because she's a liar. And she's good with comic pros. And she's also an SJW far leftist who lines up with everyone else's mentality. She thinks she could just say what anything she wants and even bring up minorities and use them as shields. But the moment someone talks back, all of a sudden she just dismisses you or claim you're harassing.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I remember this one issue of Batgirl she did, and it's really bizarre. It was like toward the end of her run for Batgirl, where she had the main villain of her run called Nightfall, and at one point you see her and she's in bed with two guys. I have no idea why in the world that
Bendis. What is Bendis?
It's the most weirdest thing Gail Simone has ever done for a comic book.
Wait. Bendis? Where?
Yeah.
It included a discussion over which kind of pedophiles Mark Waid, Dan Slott, and Bendis were. What?
Yeah,
I'm hang on. Okay, I need to go to this. Okay. I need to go to his website now. I need to go to
Devin Grayson? Why is she there for?
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. Do you want to check it out?
Why the heck is Devin Grayson part of that particular article? Devin Grayson's a lesbian.
I have no idea.
No. They like to make shit up. Just know this. They like to say Comicsgate is a bunch of white men, even though majority of Comicsgate is either black or Mexican.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Like I said, I need to link to the article, Jim, if you want it. Hang on. Let's
yeah. Tivi, I don't know if you knew about this, but Linkar, I don't know if you remember Linkar mentioned this. But apparently, at one point, the writer of the comic Diesel was interested in having Antarctic Press do English translation for JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
I heard about that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the problem with JoJo is it's kind of hard right now because there's 3 done, and we're basically going to part 4 because 4 got confirmed to be put into English. Plus, we got the whole Rohan Kizabe side stories.
Part 5
Which-
is going to be adapted into an actual season of the show. Who knows when this is going to come out?
Speaking of show,
Araki said also Rohan will have it's going to be 10 parts to the Rohan Kizabe. Talks about him doing random things like going to the mall. The current book, him going to France to check on a creature that has some bizarre powers. Then there's another one about this guy who has some kind of weird power, and it involves him in the gym.
Is the studio who makes JoJo Adventures, are they going to adapt all the one-shots for Rizzo, I think his name is, the manga artist who appeared in part 4?
I want it myself.
Oh, you mean Rohan Kizabe? Yeah, he's getting a 10-part series.
I don't watch JoJo Bizarre
Okay, well,
yeah.
they've only of his one-shots that he's had so far, they only adapted one of them.
Yeah, because there's only 3.
3.
There's only 3 right now. Rohan Kizabe only has 3 side stories, and we still have 7 more to go.
Okay. Again, I don't watch
The ones I've read, Jeremy, there is about almost 10 of these one-shots. I've read all of them. They're really good. The first one-shot they did, I don't think they made any changes to it at all, but when they adapted into its OVA.
Oh, no. Almost everything Studio David does is damn near out the manga. And basically, I like the use of coloring and changing certain backgrounds to different colors, to set the mood.
Yep.
Yeah, like how in season 3 they made the sky yellow.
Wait,
Yeah,
why?
No, that's because it's like JoJo. They just use because if you look at some of the color pictures, Araki uses different color schemes for people. It's a stylistic choice.
Out of the 4 seasons they did, 3 seasons actually, part 4 is the only one that actually sticks for design-wise. Way too in the manga. It's kind of similar to how Emotion Comic is, but done on an anime budget.
Yeah, like I say, people don't even understand how Madhouse was able to do Hunter x Hunter.
Wait. Oh,
Like every anime has a budget, but for some reason, Madhouse has a crazy budget. With them, One Punch Man and Hunter x Hunter are the greatest examples of how much money do they have to do all this.
But speaking of Madhouse, why did they decide to pass up One Punch Man?
We don't know.
Wait, why?
But I do like what's going on with Attack on Titan season 3 anime.
My Academia might have been awesome. Holy shit, season 3 has been epic.
Yeah.
Studio Bones know what they're doing.
It has been. Teddy, from what I can tell for the current arc they're doing right now, the next episode is going to finish adapting this arc because in the manga, this arc is only 14 chapters.
So maybe I think that 4 episodes. And this arc's been insane. Like, holy shit.
So,
like,
the opening episode of the season, it was filler.
Yeah, I heard
First time they've ever done filler for the series because that was the first one they ever did filler for. And episode 2 was the first one they actually started to do. They went back to manga because the first episode was a fan service episode of seeing the characters going to a swimming pool.
I didn't notice that. Weird. And then I went to.
As far as I can tell, yeah, I think this is one of 2 anime I've seen they've actually done that for. Trying to remember, the only other series I could think of where they did have an episode where the characters go to a pool, aside from this series, probably.
Okay, I'm going to go quiet real quick.
Actually,
there's something I gotta.
It could have been.
Okay.
It could have been Dragon Ball Super. I could have seen this in, but I can't think of any other series that they did that for.
Speaking of Super, I think the Black Goku has been epic. Like, Holy shit! Like, fine, let's go back to the
I think
origin.
Super.
Man, oh man,
I think the most recent episode that released in dub was episode 65.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they finally get back to the origin, and Black Goku the origin, while it is kind of considered a bias stuff, it does kind of make sense because.
Tivia, what do you think? I haven't heard his. I have heard it's the same actor who does Goku.
Yep.
How does he sound as an evil Goku?
Actually, pretty good. It's actually that's really amazing.
And I have heard Tivia, the character Jiren, because well, they had this dub actor his debut in the recent DLC for the recent DBZ game that came out. I think it was Universe 2.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z.
Fighter Z. Yep.
Yeah. From what I've heard, Patrick Stoltz is gonna be the dub actor for Jiren.
That should be interesting.
Yeah. When it comes to him, I love this guy's work, but so far, my two favorite characters he's ever done dub for is Frankie from One Piece, Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Because he's just a he basically voices these characters as a complete badass of characters. Even though Dio's a villain, he's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I think about that. That's interesting. And holy shit, like both My Hero Academia and Super Mario have been extra in my opinion, at least for the dub version. And My Hero Academia, with the way I see like Midoriya take down that muscle guy, that was epic. Like holy shit,
yeah, it is.
1,000.
I don't know if you ever noticed this to you, but you know that villain, Moontooth, the guy who could shoot like metal out of his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
His appearance reminded me of one of the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Yeah, it did kind of a Hellraiser. That was creepy.
I think it was Cheddar. His appearance reminded me of Cheddar.
Yep. Which, God, that's so creepy. One other villain, this psychopath, this woman with the nurse, like she's fucking nuts.
Yeah, where she's obsessed with blood, and it's implied she has a thing for Stain, the hero killer.
Yeah, that freaked me out. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, the viewers know that. I think her name is Gravity, the one who can make stuff float.
Yeah,
all the viewers and readers know that she has a thing for Deku.
Yep. Hey, Edgar.
What's up, sorry.
And it's implied that. Hey, Edgar. It's implied that Deku might have feelings for her too, but it's never been stated at all.
Which I'm fine with it.
Well, like, here's the thing about that. This is something I'm going to say. You're never going to have the forefront of that whole thing until the series is over. You're never going to get an answer, do they have feelings?
Oh, speaking of that, Edgar, I have heard that the writer of the series says that he is going to do a time skip with the series.
No, I figured that. I mean, like, it needs to happen that way. I would like to see the characters.
Where apparently it's going to be called My Hero Academia 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Wait, what?
So it's Electric Boogaloo. Okay, so they're going to do an animated series on.
That is a possible title that he released for. It's so hilarious. Electric Boogaloo. It's not something
That's awesome meme. But that meme is never die.
It's basically it's seeing the characters as adults after they graduate from the Hero Academy.
Well, that's good because you get to see them more. And the only thing I would want, and maybe you kind of answer this for me, is like I'm getting a little like I'm still at season 1, but I do want to see Deku control his powers. Why does his mentor control his powers and not get hurt? And that is just like it's
it actually shouldn't be good. The power being is what
I know the powers is very powerful. But yet again,
in season 2, he actually sort of develops a little bit better, but you had to get up to it's the arc where everybody gets into like internship, not the actual internship arc. It's where everybody gets a chance to briefly be an intern for a few days.
Yeah,
it's during the Hero Killer arc is when he finally gets a good grasp of how he uses his powers. Though one person points out though he's copying him.
Yep. And that's his mentor basically. All Might explained that his mentor
Yeah. Oh, and
Tibia.
later on, I think it's in Hero. Deku does get an upgrade to his suit. He gets special set gloves that cuts down on the recoil on the whenever he uses his power, so he doesn't use arm as damage as they usually are. Yeah, this is so his arms don't get as damaged as they usually are whenever he uses it. So this is like for first like kind of like opera gloves where they cover like half of his arm, and eventually shorts it down to like gloves.
That's pretty cool. See, because
and get this, it's made. You remember that Supply Girl who appeared during the sports festival?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. She actually makes the gloves for him.
That's pretty cool. You good. I wonder where she went at.
When they reunite, it's the most hilarious scene. Yeah, she basically kind of falls off her shop, and she lands right on top of Deku, and Deku is pretty much he's looking directly in the
image. That sounds funny. Like that I gotta see because
this current I've heard Tibia for this current season. After they finish doing this arc, they're going to do Hideout Radar, which is this one's 14 chapters, and then the season will end with the third arc they're going to do is Hero License arc. They're going to do, and then who knows when they're going to start doing the Falling arc and the internship arc that comes right after Hero License. It's longer than the other arc. It's 48 chapters.
Wow, that sounds pretty crazy.
115 to 162.
Holy shit, that's wrong. Well, that's
yeah. If they adapt this into a season, this will take up an entire season.
Yeah, it probably would actually because
either that or they'll basically do the 48 chapters, have each episode adapt 4 chapters apiece.
Which actually would make sense because actually one thing I do why do you do one cut mine?
I looked up online how many chapters did that per episode. It's usually like 3 or about chapters. That's how many they adapt per episode.
Okay, that makes sense. Actually, speaking of the American, one thing I enjoy about seeing why do you really want like Bakugo to get cut mine? Why do they want him? That's why I wonder. Like they want something.
They don't properly explain that in the Falling arc, Tibia. They just take him for some reason, and then they go to rescue him, despite the fact All Might goes after the leader of the League of Villains. I think his name is All for One.
All for One, who would actually mention at the season 2 because if my memory serves me, All for One was
I'm trying to think of his name here. The guy who voices him, John Sweeney. I think he was on Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm trying to remember his name though. The guy who he voiced on there. I know on Mustang. Because he has more of like a deep overarching voice. He was also the dub actor for Sir Crocodile from One Piece, the Funimation dub.
Again, I don't watch One Piece, so I don't really care that much.
I'm trying to think. I had to look him up on here. I have shows he's been in. Because, in the show, you ever heard the show A Comic Guy Kill?
Yeah, I heard about it years ago.
Poorly translated anime that basically suffered Fullmetal Alchemist and Soul Eater, where the manga was still going on.
Yeah,
I know.
He voiced the character Bowles in the series, the guy who wore a mask, like a lot of the time when you saw him.
Yeah, A Comic Guy Kill is weird. I can't get into it. Like, try not really to get into it.
About the series.
Dark.
It does have some fan service. Its prequel series has got a service.
Of course it is. Well, like
I say, if you read the manga, it's way worse. It's like, oh my god, there's some atrocious shit that goes on in there.
Yeah. That's
like in the prequel series, I think it was like chapter 18, when I think it was I'm trying to remember a Kami sister and a couple, like one of her girl. They were held by this, I don't know, these goons, and because they were all on drugs when they were captured. So
What?
the guy feeds them drugs and she turns him down. So he's
We're
like,
talking
"Ooh,
about-
I like
Kami got
softy
killed.
girls like you." And then he rips open her top and then basically pulls to rape her. And then girl who right next to her, oh, she's not into that. Do it to me instead. And then like his was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just they were curious about the octopus arm."
What the fuck?
Like I said,
Okay, that's
And
a
then
really
later
fucked
on,
up.
they're like, "Why?
Okay.
Why your chest sticking out?" She says, "You're goon."
All right. Whatever.
A dub actor for Frieza.
All right. Can I go talk about something?
Yeah, what?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, I have officially kind of been. I'm officially just kind of, let's just say, lost all hope on Bendis ending on a good run on Iron Man.
I thought you were. I
I
thought
think
you
the
were
world is
figured that
finally
out.
actually coming out because I'm curious of when the heck it's
It's
supposed to come out
coming
this
out-
month.
It's coming out fucking 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks?
Well,
Why
actually,
in the
week-
world we
actually,
have
no,
to
they
wait that
can't-
long?
hold
It's
on,
so
hold on,
freaking
hold on.
stupid.
It comes out sometime next week, should I say? Because
My March book came out, and that book was just so boring.
well, you've been bored. You've been saying that shit since the Miles Ultimate Spider-Man. This his
Like, almost
second
Spider-Man
book.
ended. Yeah.
No, you've been saying that shit for his second run, Tevia. So don't give me that crap. But honestly, I will say
Well, the
this.
final issue came out and series, and
I
the ending.
know. Oh my god, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Iron Man. We're not talking about the whole Miles. I thought that was a good ending. It was better than the fucking Iron Man issue. The entire storyline was the complete most overhyped, overblown storyline yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll be. I gotta go. Do something real quick. I'm gonna be. I said I'll be this real quick. Gotta do something.
Okay.
Okay. I think go someplace.
Yeah. Bobby.
Yeah.
Anywho.
The thing with Zero is, it's more dealing with showing up the characters in the news, a lot of violence.
Yeah, I'll pass. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and also, Tevia, there's like, get this, there's another character who plays a little bit later. She's apparently into women, and she'd be like 3 women over the course of several chapters.
What? Wait, what the hell is this
Yeah.
series? Like, God is so stupid.
Heck, she even tries to do it with the main character.
Stop. I don't hear it anymore. This is really just stupid.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Horror Guy Crush is nothing like this at all. It's a spin-off manga done by the same person, but it's all about pirates, and it's set in a different country. It does feature Akami, but she's a supporting character, and there's no fan service in it at all.
Thank God for that.
Okay. Back to what I was
and
saying.
she's in this country to cure the guy who was the actual main character in the original, to cure him of tyrant form.
I'll just kind of say something about the. Sorry to change the subject for a bit. But yeah, I mean, like the whole Iron Man storyline was for nothing. They didn't search for him. In actuality, Tony met them, and the big twist, and this somewhat happened before, which I'm kind of wondering, did he watch the 90s cartoon show season 2, where the whole plot line of Tony Stark's father and him being a villain, is he gonna, like, I mean, that's the whole thing. I was like, is he gonna be the villain for issue 600?
Who knows when it comes to that? One thing about Bendis' other books, whenever he's ended them, recently, like when he did Jessica Jones. That was a good story. The final issue, Defenders, good ending. Still didn't explain how in the world that came back from the dead. And Spider-Man had a pretty decent ending to it.
I mean, like,
No, not the character from the other Diamondback, the one who was black, and it's Willis Stryker, the former best friend of Luke Cage.
Oh. Yeah, that's
If you ever saw when he looked originally in the 70s, he looked a lot different. In Defenders, he looks like a modern day pimp. In the 70s, this big, bulky guy wears black suit, like spikes all over it. Him and Luke Cage had a big brawl on a rooftop, and he fell through a skylight. And he was declared dead for years until Bendis reckoned, oh yeah, he faked his death. How? They never bothered to explain. Bendis never explained that at all.
Yeah, that's like bullshit. Like, that makes no sense. You can't survive a rooftop and you're fine from that height.
He not only retconned that, he also retconned the reasoning for Luke Cage going to jail in the first place. In the original series, he went to jail because he planted drugs in his apartment. Yeah, he planted drugs in his apartment, and then Bendis retconned he planted diamonds in his apartment for some reason. I have no idea why Bendis did that for. He's a fan of Luke Cage.
God damn it, Bendis. Stop retcon. Stop letting me retcon. Like, oh, God. He's trying to sue, man. Shit. But at least that, Tivet, did you read his story in the Free Comic Day issue? I read both the Yes, I did, and I was not happy. I was pissed. Okay, let's take a look at what
apparently, according to the storyline, apparently something happened to Lois and John. I don't think he killed them. I don't think he had to die. I think they disappeared.
If he done like things to do, he destroyed that family.
I don't think I think the reason why he can't kill John because Dan Jurgens probably telling him, "Don't kill this character. Do not kill him."
If he kills John,
he probably left
and get rid of Bendis or whoever trying to do it.
I'm sure Jurgens probably told Bendis, his editor, told him, do not kill John and do not get rid of the marriage. He probably told him that before he left.
To who? Who do they tell that to?
Whoever Bendis' editor is.
Oh, he does that, I guarantee you. Superman sales are both going to fail, and people are going to demand him to get the hell off that book.
If he destroyed that status quo with Lois and John and Anthony Superman, I'm not be happy.
In issue 1000, he did retcon something. It was not the marriage. It was not John.
Krypton.
He did change the reasoning for Krypton's destruction.
Yeah,
apparently it destroyed it.
Yeah, we just knew villain.
Yeah, this I don't mind. I don't mind this change. This change is fine. It's not. It's kind of a big change. But it doesn't really affect the overall history, even though he does change and stuff like that. But it's something like in Superman's origin story. Yeah, changing the reasoning for Krypton's destruction. I don't have a problem with that at all because here's kind of the thing. He didn't do this at all. JMS did this with Superman Earth 1, though that was different continuity. I think he took inspiration for that and had a similar idea with this alien who popped up and wanted to kill off Superman and Supergirl because of the last Kryptonians.
Kind of Brainiac did that with Injustice. But to be fair, didn't make that fun with that. But
yeah, but in No Surrender, I read the first issue of that, and I'm curious though. What the heck is Brainiac so afraid of that he would contact the Justice League for?
Apparently, these four celestials or four entities in the source wall. Because at the edge of that metal, the source wall got blown up. Literally.
Yeah.
And it was epic.
And did you notice that everybody's suits look so weird?
I noticed that, and I'm very fine with them because this shit. But damn it, Waller,
I hope in story they explain the change of people's outfits, where they look almost the same color scheme for everybody. It's the same color scheme for the team he's on.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Waller screwed up. damn it, Waller. You had the brain that you tell about and broke the one thing said the universe.
Yeah.
Good
Chris
job, Waller.
also explained
Good job.
how Justice League honestly get it.
Yep, which I'm excited for because Wonder Woman was also an epic, but I'm just to go down because.
Now, what do you think of the new lamp they did for Justice League, where they added Jon Stewart, Hawk Girl, and
Much manner.
I think it's a good idea. I like the fact Jessica Cruz is still going to be on a team. It's like, honestly, here's kind of a question. I'm going any place because they're going to continue Green Lantern, as far as I can tell. But there are like several characters. I'm curious. What the new Aqualad team, as far as I can tell, along with Roy Harper, Don Troy, except Nightwing are pretty much disappearing, going off someplace. And just Wally. Like an America team, Canary. Wally's staying on. Pre-Flash and Wally, no idea what the heck he's doing.
Actually, hitting they have to do a Flash Boy because Race the Flash came out and holy shit, that episode epic because Wally finally remember.
Yeah, and I know you. You say you were jumping for joy seeing in the reissue of Detective Comics where the universe where Cassie Kane and Stephanie Brown were Batgirls and Stephanie Brown was.
That made me so happy.
That was really interesting. That was a good idea to do.
Yeah, about damn time. You like face it. This show has been so screwed to do, but thanks to Tinian, it's been fixed and been restored. I am so happy. Yay!
Yeah, Tinian is trying to fix these characters. In the case of Cassie Kane, aside from the fact she never was Batgirl, they didn't really much change her history that much.
Except with all mother stuff. Outdated.
David Kane, like he used to be part of the League of Assassins. Now they changed it to being he's just some rogue assassin, part of this program. Yeah.
The character they did kind of explain her toward the end of Batman and Robin Eternal, but I kind of felt as though that wasn't a really satisfying origin story for Mother.
Or David,
my death was so disappointing. Like also all about credit.
Sister.
Yeah, I ain't get that at all. That
yeah.
I
think this is weird. Apparently, according to Batman Rom Eternal, Dick Grayson's first villain he ever fought was the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I'm thinking
aside from, I know that Scarecrow was also one of the first villains Tim Drake fought when he first became Robin. He wasn't the first villain he fought. He was one of the first ones. He also fought Joker and Two-Face in his first year as Robin.
They're trying to get into Tim Drake on and you got screwed over. Thank you, Thanks.
Well, in the case of, you gotta praise the current continuity for this, is that they brought back Jack Drake because I think that if you read Identity Crisis, I think it was a mistake to kill off Jack Drake.
Yeah, I gotta admit that isn't quite what kind of weak.
And having killed off by all people, Captain Boomerang, a Flash villain.
Oh, I'll tell you. Are you looking forward to Bendis' run on Superman? Oh man,
I am so scared. I don't want to just
Dude, you don't want to start extolling. You don't want to start extolling. Oh man, I'm gonna say this right now. Nick, did you read the previews for the DC Nation one shot?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, please explain to me: is it just me? Is he already starting to retcon shit from the last writer?
The only thing he did retcon was how Krypton was destroyed.
No. The whole Lois supposedly.
What's the day planet?
No. Wait, what?
Apparently, in that one shot, that issue there, apparently it's been in probably Lois quit to the planet.
What do you mean? I'm a little lost. Did they broke up, you mean?
No. They didn't break up. As far as I know, Lois quit the Crimson Legion, and I don't know why. And apparently, a new woman in town got a villain.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking villain. Who gives a fuck about her?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Huh?
Which
What?
villain? Which villain?
Well, we're talking about the whole
So this is a one shot. DC Nation.
DC Nation action comics.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to Justice League No Justice. Except we just got out of an event and we're nowhere close to being done with Doomsday Clock.
Oh yeah, Doomsday Clock is still going. When is that? When
Yeah,
did that
we had to stop
pick up?
metal. We had to stop for metal. Now we're jumping into this.
Yeah, I stopped
Metal
caring.
was
But,
epic.
I'll just say this:
I
I
love
read
Metal.
I read the issues and it was good, but I stopped caring after if they're gonna keep this hiatus. I mean, like
they're doing it.
I mean, like, dude. I mean, like, I know there's a lot of people enjoying it, but dude, I don't really like. I find it very, like, dude, we could have done this years ago, but yet again, we're doing it now, which I'm like,
Oh wait, which one?
Watchmen, Watchtower, whatever.
Oh,
Doing
okay,
the
see,
rock.
this is the problem. One, we had the New 52 going on, and two, we had the whole problem with finding a freaking direction. We needed an excuse to get out of the New 52 and do Rebirth.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
dude,
talking about that. Dude,
it's
you're missing my point. I'm talking about years before the New 52. We could have done
Well,
this.
they're still battling over the rights to the Watchmen with Alan Moore.
Yeah, you know, controversy.
Wait, Tevye, shush. You tell me. Let me get this straight. You tell me during the entire time frame, when before the New 52 and during the old continuity era, basically they were battling over the rights of Watchmen.
Basically, from what I understand, Alan Moore, they had a contract on the Watchmen, and Alan Moore was basically waiting for the contract to run up so he can regain the rights to it. But DC decided not only to make the Watchmen movie, but to make comics. And as long as they're still publishing Watchmen, Alan Moore can't get the rights back. And that's pretty much what made him say he's never coming back to DC.
Well, that's sad.
That's one of those things. Like, yeah, they just fucked him over. That's one of those corporate things.
That's how we got before Watchmen, but it all sucked.
Yeah. So, like I said,
I wouldn't say it all sucked, Howie. I think that's a little bit too overcritical.
Okay, there was one good minute.
There was a few good.
Are you guys talking about before Watchmen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I never read any of it.
I've read some of it. I've read the Minutemen, Silk Spectre, the Owl, Rorschach, and the Comedian. All really good series. The Silk Spectre one my personal favorites because Americana does the artwork for it.
Oh, okay. Well, but yet again, I never find Watchmen the greatest thing. Like, I always find it very overrated as fuck.
It can be, but it did help change the industry in the 80s.
Along
with Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah, it was around that time period. I would respect what it did, but the story and everything else, I really and also plus the film, I don't care. Like, dude, it was exactly like the comic. I mean, like,
except the ending.
Except the giant screen.
Like, okay, the changing of the ending.
And they changed the ending, and they're way over the top between the sex scene between Night Owl and Silk Spectre. They basically kept the scene in, made it a lot longer than it was in the comic.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a movie.
Which was pretty fucking awesome. That was one of the few good things. I will say, Mr. Blue Dildo fuck was pretty cool.
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, I know, but I call him.
Speaking of him, he played Henry Allen in the Justice League film.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and the guy who plays Ocean Master, same guy who played Ozymandias.
Yep.
But anyway, I just want to say this as well, Nick. How do you feel like a whole DC? Like, I want to know your thoughts. Like, how do you feel like the way this is going with the whole Bendis' direction? And do you think they're gonna break up Lois and Clark?
I don't think so. I have I asked them about the marriage on Instagram because they did respond to me. He doesn't have a problem with it as far as I know. I don't think he's going to undo the marriage at all. I think he's going to keep it there. because the guy is good at writing a married couple because, well, he did a great job with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. I think he's going to kind of duplicate that success with Superman and Lois and them having a family because he did that with the Cage family. So why not do with Kent and Lois, Superman and Lois Lane?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I agree. I mean, like, I definitely agree with you on that. I mean, like, but my whole argument and my whole worries, and this is the one part I'm like, this is the most, and this I'll say, I'm calling from the very bottom. This is coming from the guy who did not like a lot of things, from at least to me, how they've been treating Superman for a while. Like, I did love 1000. It was history in the making. That like, and I also will say this right now, I am okay with him bringing the older costume back because it's his 1000 issue, and I think, like, you know what? After so much change, we need to have...
David, in the Bendis story, they actually mentioned, oh yeah, he's wearing the red underwear again.
The trunks.
And yeah, some people were like, it's good.
Yeah, and enjoying that 1000 issue was the issue what happened to the green car from Action Comics #1.
Oh, yeah. That was really good. Like, the Peter Tomasi and Dan Jenkins story. Both stories are my favorites. Scott's nice story was
I like. I mean, here's the thing. I like the issue. I like the part where Superman plays chess and with Lex, and also go back in time with the whole like
hyper time.
Yeah, like the whole like you never understood me or whatever.
By Neil Adams.
Yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know Neil Adams did do a story for that. Meltzer did an interesting one where he caught a bullet.
Yep, that was really good. I love that story.
Because that was an interesting one where he stopped. Where so name of his like faster than a speeding bullet story, and it was interesting.
It was.
It was awesome. I mean, like, I did like that a lot.
The Tom King one did pretty good too.
I mean, like, there was a lot of great things in Action.
One person I could personally think of who never got a chance to do this issue, I think he should have, especially since he like his run for Action Comics. The guy did All-Star Superman, Grant Morrison.
Yeah, he should.
Well, after New 52 one, I think Grant Morrison.
I don't give a fuck who's there. Like, he's one of the famous writers from Superman. He should have been. He should have done. Should have been in there. I guess. There's always a chance that what's that word? There's always a chance.
I heard he's going to do a new story soon because all he's done the past few years, like right after he finished his Batman Inc. run, he's done some miniseries, like he did the miniseries Claws for Boom. Yeah, he did Multiversity, but it's like nothing really is big. He hasn't anything really big since he did, well, besides Multiversity, not since he did Batman Inc.
I heard a rumor that he's going to do Green Lantern, which that should be interesting to see because Green Lantern, that's a combination I never expect to happen.
Oh, I did like Green Lantern.
As far as I can tell, I think he does have experience now with doing cosmic stuff because he just did Multiversity and he's done JLA. It's just have some big stuff.
I'm gonna say this right. Here's something I do want to see. But if DC ever gets their asses off doing, give me a fucking Earth 2 book. I mean,
I think
Earth 2 coming out soon.
Yeah, the one series I personally
stated because Earth 2 is coming out.
What did you say, Jeremy? Wait, hold on.
Wonder Woman Earth 2 is already stated that it's going to be
Earth 1.
It's Earth
1.
I'm talking about
Earth 1.
I'm talking about Earth 2, like the book, the 2 book.
Oh no, that's done. We're just going to ignore that because we had Convergence and all that other stuff that involved
that was a clusterfuck.
It wasn't. It was a fucking awesome.
There's one series I like to see come back, especially since these groups in metal. I'm surprised these guys didn't get an ongoing series, and yet Hawkman did. The Outsiders.
Actually, that is happening. That is happening.
It's going to happen because Young Justice. Yeah, and the reason why that's doing that is because Young Justice is going to have the Outsiders, and honestly, that's the only reason why they're doing it, so they're cashing into that. Hopefully, that thing is good, and hopefully, Young Justice. And speaking about Young Justice,
if I would choose somebody because he's free now since he's not doing any comic at the moment because I think he's going to leave Superman soon. I love to see this guy come back to Outsiders because I own his brief Outsiders run he did. It was really good. Peter J. Tomasi.
Yeah, Tomasi Superman was excellent. I love Tomasi Superman. That book was excellent.
Or another guy who I've spoken to and he loves the Outsiders, Chuck Dixon.
So,
what is he doing?
Good question.
Besides Bane Conquest, he does Robin Hood. He does the Robin Hood miniseries from Zenoscope.
The Bane Conquest
like he's doing right now. Robin Hood: The Curse. He's doing that miniseries right now.
Oh, question. What's going Bane Conquest? I don't read that book.
Bane Conquest issue maxi series, where Bane does whatever the writer whatever Chuck Dixon has and do. Like, yeah, they're seeing shoes. Team Catwoman. Excuse me. Now he's forming his own Suicide Squad that take on Cobra. DC's Cobra, not Cobra from G.I. Joe.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing: the leader of Cobra is a baby.
All right, who cares? Like, well, that ended that. I mean, like, that I have zero interest on that.
Yeah, it's one of the most. I'm not sure what the heck Chuck Dixon is thinking. I'm going to ask him about that when I have a chance to see him at Comic-Con next week, because I'm hoping to go. I'm trying to wait for my manager to approve my time off to go when I get a chance, because he's going to be at MegaCon Orlando not this coming week, but the following week. That's when I'm going to go. I'm going to ask him what was up with the whole idea of making the leader of Cobra a baby. Heck,
Nice.
What was wrong with Jason Barr, the guy who usually is the leader of Cobra? Is he dead? As far as I know, he isn't.
I have no idea.
Well, and when I spoke to him, he says he really, again, with Graham Nolan, especially working on Bane Conquest. I think this is the first book prior to this book coming out. This is the first book they've done together, and really not since they did the run of Teta Comics.
Ooh. By the way, this game is my
excellent choice. What number is that one for God of War? Is that God of War 4?
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah, well, it's not God of War 4. It doesn't have a number because it wasn't supposed to be like a continuation of things.
It picks up at 3 left off, but actually it's even years later. And this game was excellent. I love this game.
I heard that you actually get a chance to kill Zeus in the third game.
Yep, you killed me all these guys.
Pantheon in the third game.
Not all of them. Abigail is still alive. She's not dead.
It doesn't matter. She's not important to the Greek.
Yeah, the way they write the gods in those games, they're all complete dicks.
Yep.
What makes them any
which
different from the actual
time in most fictions gods are depicted. They're all complete jerks to people. I mean, there are some who are not. I mean, the female gods, well, Aphrodite and Athena, those usually the most nicest of all the gods. Like, Zeus is always depicted as the biggest dick of the entire group. Hera is always a dick because, she hates the fact that her husband frequently cheats on her a lot. Ares, it's part of his
worse.
Yeah, Norse is insane in this game. Like,
well, the problem is that when it comes to Norse mythology, it has the Christians also rewrote some things, so we don't know exactly what all is true.
Yeah.
Tivia, does Kronos ever fight Hades?
No, they bring that up in 2. They bring that up in God of War 2. The entire gods versus the Titans.
Yep, and God of War 2, I think you can see the Great War with the Titans and the gods, and it's awesome. Like, that cuts in amazing. Like, God of War 3 knows you gotta fight Titans.
Tim, what I'm asking is, does Kronos ever fight at all?
Yeah, and in God of War 2, flashback they show him, but in God of War 2, you get to fight him.
I know he kills Ares in the first game.
Yep.
Like I say, he fights Kronos in the third game.
Yeah,
in the first game. And you fight some other Titan. Well, you only fight 3 Titans.
You fight Gaia, you fight
that, I heard this from somebody who did a Let's Play that the God of War, the Kronos character himself, is partially based upon Hercules.
Actually, Speaking of
It's
Hercules,
based on Uranus, the actual. You're going by the actual mythology because he killed his father, who was Uranus. Uranus killed his father, Uranus, and then he made out with Gaia. And they had kids, but the thing is, they always had a prophecy that one of their kids are going to kill them to take the throne. That was the entire point of the mythology.
Actually, it wasn't Gaia. Actually, Leia.
Oh,
no.
Isn't Gaia supposed to be Mother Nature herself?
Yeah.
I think Gaia is Rhea. No, Rhea is the one who gave birth to Kronos with Uranus. Kronos had, made it with Gaia to give the birth Greek pantheon.
Oh.
Well, they did take inspiration from
something else.
having him getting tricked to kill his family, which is what happened to Hercules.
Speaking of Hercules, you can buy up your head and go with 3.
They brought it up. They always bring up his family, but they never bring up Hercules' family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Marvel's brought it up a couple times about him going through a fit of madness and murdering his family. Yeah, that part of the mythology, that's canon to the Marvel Universe.
Oh no, the only problems I got with the newest God of War is Thor and Odin. It's an entire letdown. And the ending is kind of anticlimactic.
Thor his appearance, is it like how he's depicted in Norse mythology?
No, they actually depict him like he's in the Norse mythology. Like he doesn't have blonde and blue eyes. He has red hair. He's an asshole, like in the actual mythology. Like he's honorable, but he's also
I heard he did have red hair. I heard about that. He did have it, and I heard that something about he was not the actual God of War, God of Thunder in Norse mythology. Apparently, was God of War.
Actually, there's 5 different people that God of War because it's Thor, Odin, Frigg, Freya, and somebody else.
Balder. Oh, speaking of Balder, I'm into the spoilers.
Really, Balder's what kicks off Ragnarok, which this game constantly hammers in your head. Ragnarok. They constantly hammer it into your skull.
But here's the thing about Odin that apparently I don't know if the Greeks borrowed this from him or the Norwegians borrowed this from Greek, where both of them frequently cheat on their wife, though Zeus is more frequent than Odin is because Odin's got a lot of illegitimate children.
That's made up. That's not in the actual story.
Oh, it's not?
No, Odin never really did that.
Yeah, Odin is more...
Odin has at least, in Marvel Comics, he has 3 kids. He has the character who was the Marvel's Norse God of War, Thor himself, Balder, and of course Angela.
Yeah.
And Loki is adopted, but yeah, 4 biological children.
In the actual mythology, Loki is Odin's brother, not Thor's.
For Marvel, that makes no sense.
Marvel's mythology is very different than actual Norse mythology.
A lot of things like
for the Greek mythology, I think they kept a lot of. They didn't really change Greek mythology. I mean, Zeus is still a dick, like he normally is. Heck, I think Hera is a little bit different than she is in the regular mythology.
And you have to snap a neck. Actually, got that.
The only thing they did change, and I think this was Bendis did this, they made Ares a good guy because Ares usually is a villain in a lot of stories.
The villain Wonder Woman, the villain at the end God War 1, and the villain at the end God War Ascension, in my opinion, it's just a prequel that's unnecessary.
They remember in the Herc series, they do bring up Ares' 2 sons, Phoebos and they're twins.
Deimos and one other, and Phobos. Deimos and Phobos.
Yeah.
Deimos
actually appear in the Herc series. They actually do appear in that series during the Fear Itself tie-in because they're the gods of fear.
I think
But in the Norse game for this one, they changed a lot of things around. I mean, they changed it drastically.
Give me extra.
Is Lady Sif is Sif in God of War?
No, they haven't brought. The only gods you see are Freya, Balder,
Balder.
Odin, and Thor are only talked about. They bring
So
up Yondermere or the World Serpent. Fenrir doesn't show up. Or Hel.
Actually, that's not true. Helheim does show up.
No, Hel. She's not there in Hell as the
Oh.
ruler. Loki, yeah, you only see one of Loki's kids, and that's the
Well,
World Serpent.
without getting too much spoiler, like I say, there's a twist that I did not see coming.
Yeah, like I said, it's really, really the ending is kind of anticlimactic, but it brings up Ragnarok because they said Ragnarok is coming earlier than expected.
Yep, and I can't wait because that ending's epic.
Yeah, I got some more depressing news. We got DLC coming our way.
Wait, what? I thought there was no. They don't season pass.
No, because there are areas you can't go to in this game that's only going to come out in the DLC. So I should have just waited for the collector's edition.
Damn it! Whatever. Actually,
no one's above DLC. No one.
In this fourth game, where do you go?
You got to go out to Alpine. You got to go to Helheim. You got to go to
basically the 9 realms. The only 3 places you cannot go to as of right now
Asgard.
is Asgard, Melville, the place where the dwarves are, and you cannot go to Vanheim where the Vanir gods are.
Which makes sense because we're all 3 realms. In fact, you don't want to go to Asgard ever because Asgard is.
What about What was the other realm you said besides where another pantheon for gods live?
Yeah,
that's not Mount Olympus or Asgard. What's
Helheim, Alpine.
Which one? Because there's other places with leaders of gods.
Wait.
Which one?
The Vanir gods.
The first one you said that's not Asgard.
Oh, you mean Vanaheim?
Helheim.
Or the place for the dwarves. Or the place for the dwarves.
Oh, okay.
Or Hell.
Actually, you get to go to Helheim. You get to
no,
go to
I thought I said earlier you don't see Hela herself.
Oh, Hela. Hell.
Basically, it's just Hell. They added the words Ella on.
Huh. I wonder about that because I wonder where Hela was.
They do bring up. They do hint at other pantheons like Egypt, the Shinto gods, the Celtic gods, and the Greek gods. Because actually, the developers said that they actually wanted to go to Egypt, but instead they changed their mind and they went to Norse instead.
Which I'm fine with because North Authority has the Roma. Look, Egyptian Authority is in well, but I'm pretty fine with North Authority because North Authority is a lot more interesting. But that being said, though, I am intrigued with that Easter egg, all the pantheons, because I've never been intrigued what they're gonna do with their pantheons because that does sound cool.
Actually, a lot of people say, "What did we bring Jesus in?"
Mythologies. Greek is the only one over the years, up until Marvel did it with Norse mythology. Greek is the only one that's been like put into other stuff the most of every other type of mythology. They did do some of the Egyptian pantheon for Stargate SG-1,
and they tried it out in that movie.
The thing about that is there's plenty of records about the Greek pantheon, and the problem with Norse is people have this weird conception that Norse Vikings was about way after the Norse gods were apparently killed off. Because they bring up the fact that Odin and Thor and all of them are no longer on Midgard, but they still worship them anyway. They came around like a thousand years after the Norse gods.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah. So we're in the time when the Norse gods and all these things were actually real, and they were gods were walking the earth.
Yeah. Do you know how they depicted the Asgardians in Stargate SG-1?
No, I don't watch Stargate.
Never watched Stargate.
I have. The Asgardians are aliens. As in the aliens from Roswell.
Wait, what?
You know, like the Roswell, the crash in Roswell, 1948.
Yeah, Area 51.
Area 51.
Yeah. Here's the thing: the Asgardians their appearance is based upon like what the aliens are supposedly look like from back then. Except
That's what they said about Egypt and Egypt as well.
That's not confusing and convoluted.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Thor and Loki show, Thor is a recurring ally of SG-1, and they made it where the Asgardians were all clones.
What? Gosh,
Yeah.
SG-1.
And here's the thing. They do have a version of Thor's hammer, even though in the mythology Thor's hammer has really no name. Thor's hammer in the show is meant to get rid of the Goa'uld. Thor's chariot is basically Thor's spaceship.
What?
Actually, that's kind of what people think, that Norse mythology, I mean, all these gods are basically aliens. We're visited by aliens.
God, that sounds confusing. Ugh.
Well, that's how it is.
And here's the thing. The Goa'uld are people with snakes in their heads.
Kind of like the card games, like from Greek with Medusa.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The Goa'uld do it through the back of the neck. The Tok'ra, which are kind of like the Goa'uld, but they're not, they do it through the mouth.
Ew.
Because, according to the way the Goa'uld do it, they say in the show the reason why they do it through the back of the neck because they don't want the host to remember the traumatic experience of being a host to a Goa'uld.
Yeah, just no.
And a lot of the time, whenever they use very weak CGI, so CGI or use a practice, they do CGI for these other, which are called the replicators, which are kind of like the show's version of the Borg.
Of course.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Thor accidentally brought the replicators to Earth, and these things, when the spaceship crashed in the ocean, they accidentally got on board a Russian submarine and killed the entire crew.
Of course they did. Why am I not surprised?
They even picked an episode where they basically took over an entire planet.
How? Why? When?
They used their replicator thing to cover the entire planet in metal.
Of course.
The show was noteworthy for using a lot of Star Trek alumni on the show. Like, from Star Trek Voyager, Robert Picardo. They had him appear on the show as recurring character named Richard Woolsey, who later became a main character on the final season. They also had the actress who played Deanna Troi from Next Generation appear for one episode as a Russian. They even had Barclay, the guy who played Reg Barclay for also Next Generation. He appeared on the show as well. That was the weird thing about the Star Trek franchise. They love using Star Trek alumni on the show.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Like I said, I don't watch Stargate, so yeah.
Here's the thing about Stargate, Tibia. The entire show, like Arrow is.
Of course it is. Why am I not surprised?
And also, you remember the writer's strike from 2000-2008?
Yeah. Why?
Here's the thing. Stargate Atlantis, who was on the air at that point, they were not affected by the writer's strike. You know why?
Why?
The writers are all Canadian.
That's good for them. Everything they do, because the ice strike, it affected everything. It affected their show, it comparable.
It canceled several shows.
No, got canceled. I know that.
Digimon Data Squad, that was affected by the writer's strike as well. Fury.
It was. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it was. Because the first writer of the show who left, she was part of the writer's strike.
Yeah. No, I started damaged a lot. It damaged the Quantum Sword that got destroyed. Because it faded that movie after the writer's strike too, and that was was complete cut the fucking itself. Like I really like
back. So some of them didn't even have many episodes that came back. I think like 5. Some of them had like 2 or 1.
Yeah,
and that was it. These shows were delayed by 4 months because of this writer's strike.
I'm on the right side. I'm with them. I'm saying they destroyed the bullshit they went through.
Yeah, and apparently, get this, Tivia, this is not the first writer's strike this has happened. Apparently, several different writer's strikes over the years. The last one prior to the one from 2007 2008 was back in the 80s.
Of course it is. Well, man, it's a part about that.
Yep.
Wait.
It wasn't as bad. I heard it wasn't, from what I've heard, it wasn't as bad as the one from 2007 2008. It wasn't as bad as that one.
Yeah. They probably do something
But
else.
it was the same reason as the last time. As the last time was Writer's Strike. Money.
Of course.
Yep, that's the reason for the writer's strike, because they want to get paid more. Same thing happened in the 80s as well. So,
Well, like they always say, history always repeats itself. Right.
remember, for Next Generation, when it was on the air, I looked it up. Apparently, the writer's strike happened between seasons 2 and 3 of the show.
That might have damaged that show's reputation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It actually helped the show because the show got better with season 3.
I know
the
it
first seasons were okay for Next Generation.
The first season is so boring. Like, holy shit.
I mean, there were some good episodes that the show had. I liked the episode The Battle, The Big Goodbye. I liked the season finale. I liked the fact we had the Romulans appear. I mean, it was a good episode. Season 2 had a lot more good episodes than Season 1 did. I mean, probably the worst episode of Season 1 was a bunch of blonde people where apparently you're executed for accidentally destroying a new set of flowers.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
I'm like, seriously? You're executing somebody for doing that? That's by far the I've ever seen in the show. Another one was a racist episode called Our Population Made of Black People.
Yeah, just no. Just no.
Oh, yeah, and here's the thing, Tivia. Do you know what the original idea was for the planet's population was before they tried black people? Originally, they were going to have it be Asians.
Gee! That sounds like a horrible idea for racism. Oh, wait, it is racism.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, despite the fact the episode, they had mentioned honor frequently, Worf was absent from the episode. I have no idea for.
Thank God for that, because that woman's stupid.
In the case of season 2, the best episode was the episode where they where they had Data's right as the person to be put on trial. That was by far the best episode of season 2.
You have to become kind of Borg. Wait.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, they introduced the Borg in that season, but I think it's called. I'm trying to remember the episode's name. It's by far the best episode of season 2 of Life in Kuhu. It's the episode they introduced the character Bruce Maddox, who wanted to disassemble Data and build more versions of him. And he wanted to deny him the right of a privilege of being a person. He was put on trial. It was a great episode.
Interesting.
It's the most well-written episode of season 2. I think even won an award. Like, I think won a Hugo Award.
It probably was something. Anyways, outside of it, my phone, started and so, I was in that. As far go with it. I think this game is my game of the year, and I love this game, and this game is a cool second, but I'm still playing it, and I will beat this by money tonight. Anyways.
Oh, Tivy, they actually did appear in an episode of Star Trek.
Wait, what?
In the original series, there was episode Gods Among Us, where they actually had Apollo show up.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They had this thing that was explained in the novels where he had a one-night stand with a female crew member of the original Enterprise with Shatner on board. And they had a son who had godlike powers, and he was on the book series New Frontier by Peter David. And he was their helmsman.
That does sound cool. Like that does sound badass.
Yeah, I love New Frontier. I think Peter David is a fantastic writer for. He's the only person who's written the series. And the law about a couple of years ago, but it was released via ebook.
Nice.
If you ever get a chance to read New Frontier, Tivia, it's really good because you love Peter David's work. The guy is a big Star Trek fan.
I didn't know I brought it on Peter David. It's called Spider, because that book Wait, that fucking who directs anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
But
tried.
if you want to think of a good book right now, but he's not written by Peter David. You ever heard of a series called Doctor Who Simulation 2?
Oh, I heard about it. I never let it. Wait,
well, there's a mini series done by the same people called Broken Mirror, where it features Next Generation crew meeting their mirror universe counterparts.
Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently, I got a sequel. Apparently, or
yeah, this one's a sequel. It's a follow-up to one from last year. It is really good. In this universe, Picard's got very muscular. He's sleeveless, along with Data, who apparently experiments with Borg technology for some reason. Geordi's got a different visor. Whoopi apparently is not allowed to leave her quarters for some reason. Wesley Crusher never joined Starfleet. Apparently, his mother kept his genius from people for years. Scar over his eye. Let's see what else. Worf is not on board. Yeah, Worf is not there. Oh, and here's something interesting though. In the Free Comic Day issue, Reg Barkley killed Tasha Yar.
Hang on.
Okay. Okay.
Besides that, oh man, I've been enjoying some other comics lately. I want to get the whole Jason Aaron run on Doctor Strange.
I've read it. It is really good. It's only, I think it takes up like the first 4 volumes of the current Doctor Strange graphic novel series.
When did his run end exactly?
Last year.
Because I know we got to the point where he started doing some really, really bizarre things with Doctor Strange and the whole Lord.
He only did the first 20 issues, but here's something really weird. After issue 19 came out, next issue was issue 21, because I think apparently issue 20 wasn't ready yet, because 21 was next issue, was done by Dennis Hopeless. So they released this issue first, then they released the last issue of Jason Aaron's run, then they released issue 22. It's really weird.
Yeah. Actually, is Moon Girl still a thing? Is it still getting published? Or that's stopped too?
It's still being published. As far as I know, it's not been axed yet. The last series I heard got axed was Spider-Man. I haven't heard any other series get axed so far. I mean, if you look at the Spectacular Spider-Man series by Chip Zdarsky, I haven't heard any word yet if they're going to get. I think because the book is so good right now, I don't think Marvel's going to give it a fresh start at all, because Zdarsky is doing a fantastic job with this series.
Say again, one more time.
Chip Zdarsky. Yeah, Chip Zdarsky, the writer of. Yeah, the guy who does Spectacular Spider-Man and Marvel 2-in-1.
Yeah, the guy who could do excellent work.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to axe. I don't think they're going to either end or going to restart Spectacular Spider-Man, because it's probably by far one of Marvel's best-selling books right now.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said he should have took over Spider-Man. So
but they gave it Nick Spencer, and I read the Free Comic Day issue. It's interesting, and you know how the way show was depicting Kingpin, where he basically, want every single person who wears a mask be arrested. He did not want Spider-Man to be arrested at all. He had him basically complimented him for saving people's lives because he acted like a proper hero and not risking collateral damage. And despite the fact that the police knows about his no superheroes policy, he lets him go because it saves people's lives.
Also, I like what he did. He did with J. Jonah Jameson. They finally just got sitting into a room and they just talk things out.
Yeah, and I'm glad the fact that even in Amazing Spider-Man, he acknowledges that, knowing Peter's identity, which makes him like the 26th person who knows Peter Parker as Spider-Man. It's not that many of my people. It's like a little over 2 dozen by now.
Oh, May used to know, but then that just stopped.
Yeah. As far as I know right now, it's pretty much like anybody who's on the New Avengers roster. I know Doctor Strange knows. Mary Jane. Carly Cooper knows. Of course, Captain America. Bucky knows. Wolverine. Jessica Jones. Carol Danvers. I'm trying to think who else. Iron Fist knows. I don't think Flash Thompson knows. He does not know anymore. He used to know, but not anymore.
Yeah, which is really stupid. Her army doesn't know either. It's really pissed me off anymore.
But a recent person to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
With J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, Jameson. I think before him, the last people who found out was Peter's sister. I think her name is Tessa.
Maze.
Yeah, Tesla.
Peter's sister is so nice. She needs to go away.
Silk. Yeah. Silk knows too. And it's implied that Deadpool knows. Yeah, it's implied Deadpool knows Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Of course it does, because Mephisto crap. Speaking of Mephisto, that remind me.
Yeah, but
they brought that
I can't think of anybody else who knows.
Oh, Mason doesn't know.
I mean, I don't think.
I mean, what the fuck is it Trump doing with that? Actually, right there. That's what she's doing.
Universe should know that Peter Parker Spider-Man, it's Daredevil.
Eddie Brock. Wait. Oh wait, but yeah, hey, what kind of
Eddie Brock lost that knowledge when he lost Simeon in the 2000s.
Yeah, one more day happened.
Oh yeah, and apparently what Bendis did when he had the symbiote get cleansed, apparently the symbiote's knowledge of Peter Parker being Spider-Man, that was wiped from his memory, because
that pissed me off.
When toward the end of Venom Space Knight, he had no idea who the heck he is.
What? You took away the best card of the Venom and you looked for it away? Fuck.
Yeah, Robert Thompson revealed that.
Yeah, I hate that. That made me mad. Spray thing was awful.
Thompson's also gave a bod to give an explanation of why in the world that the symbiote left Flash Thompson.
Yeah, I hate that. It was a dumb excuse. Thank God Lee Price is gone. At least we don't do that to him anymore.
Yeah. Apparently, for something is happening to Venom. Like, I of the newest run by Danny Costas. Interesting first issue. Apparently, Eddie Brock, still bulky, has a beard now, and it's him reason.
Apparently, there's Venom dreamed of this ancient evil symbiote from the Earth. It's weird. Apparently, in the Carnage series, which I never read.
I have. It was really good.
I heard it's good. It's way better than my Spawn book and Spectacular. Okay, what the hell is Spectacular Spider-Man? What the hell is Spectacular Spider-Man doing? It's a time travel story that screwed the present. Good job, morons. You just destroyed the time present.
I have no idea what's going on with
what happened is Spider-Man. It's going to affect the Marvel Universe at all. I don't think it's going to affect it because it's self-contained.
It doesn't make any sense.
F4. You're going to go wait till E3 to introduce them.
Wait, what?
There's something big going on with the Spider-Man game, and there's rumors that the Fantastic Four are going to get dropped with the something with the Spider-Man game, something with the Fantastic Four are going to be involved. It's a thing. Just wait till E3.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's really weird. It sounds really weird.
Chances are they're probably going to introduce more to the Marvel Universe, and they're going to not only show the Fantastic Four, they might actually announce that the comic book is coming back.
Well, actually, they announced it already. They announced Dan Slott's writing for that.
In fact, Slott's doing it. Slott's writing with Sarah Pacelli on the artwork.
Oh, I know about that, but they're going to actually announce what's going on. Like, maybe even in the Marvel Cinematic, we can finally get the F4 and the X-Men.
Maybe Marvel can stop treating X-Men like crap and give it the real X-Men. Because
that's Perlmutter. Perlmutter screwed all that up.
Fuck Perlmutter. Perlmutter could be hack. I want him to go away.
Yeah, but if you notice, Tivia, in a lot of the X-Men books right now, they actually feel like X-Men books, and they're bringing back characters, some of whom have not been seen for years.
X-Men Blue, yeah, X-Men
like,
Blue.
For example, when Jean Grey Black. Tom Cassidy came back for the first time in, how long has it been since we've seen this guy? Like 6 years?
I forget.
Well, actually, it was like 5 years. It had been 5 years for him. For Juggernaut, when he returned, it had been only 2 years. And then they brought back Bastion and X-Men Blue. That one had been 7 years since we last saw him. And before he came back, though, his X-Men was actually pretty interesting because last time anybody saw him, he got fried by Hope Summers.
And Havoc came back. Goddamn top. He's still evil.
Havoc is so evil. Tibia in the relationship X-Men Blue, they actually reference Access.
Yeah, I know. I read that interesting.
Wait, he was still under the incursion spell?
Apparently so.
Yeah, he still is. I know Tony is not anymore. It's implied that Sabretooth still is, even though that in the Colin Bunn run, definitely it was. Here in Weapon X, it's implied he still might be, but it's
really
confirmed it.
How did Access do a thing? Single word brewed entire universe up. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Also, blown up.
Did you, Jeremy? I'm sure you probably noticed this too. Currently in July, Astonishing X-Men is getting a brand new creative team and a new lineup for the roster.
And who will it be?
Havoc, Colossus. Have to look it up here because Matthew Rosenberg is taking over the writing duties for this book, and everybody's least favorite artist is going to do the book, Greg Land.
Fuck. Why him? Why? He sucks.
Wait, Greg Land. Wait, isn't he the guy who used to trace art?
Yeah, I love the lineup. So big.
Logan always is not that good. It's that Tracy.
So why does he have a career then if he's tracing other things?
I have no idea.
Yeah, is it something? Oh yeah, and I know he does the covers for Domino, which I'm glad he just does the covers because it'd be quite stupid for him to do the interiors of the book, especially since the interiors are really good.
Especially the guy traded porn.
Okay, the new lineup under, and if I can get the part here, here we go. The new lineup is going to be under Rosenberg and Glenn. It's going to be Beast, Kessler, Havoc, and Warpath.
Which Beast? Is it Planet Beast or the stupid Pat Beast? I'm not reading that.
I think it's present day Beast.
Doesn't matter which Beast.
Well, yeah, not surprised he's going to be off the book. But what about the Rogue? I'm not sure what she's going to do now. I mean, you got some people who are on this roster. They got Archangel, Bishop, Phantom X, Gambit, Mystique, Psylocke, and Rogue.
And Omen Logan.
Omen he's in his own solo title, so he's not going. He's not going very far.
Actually, that book may be ending because maybe
Logan is in Weapon X. The word if it's ending or not, but the title is really good.
It's good. Well, remember,
especially since
it's Marvel.
Going to, they're actually the current arc is going to. Oh yeah, and here's the thing: in the recent issue, Gob, you remember Gob, right? You know the guy who's a big bulky guy who you can see through him.
Yeah.
Glob.
His organs.
Or Blob. Well, not Blob. Glob.
Yeah, Glob. What the guy named?
Got himself a date, and it turned out that the account had been hacked. And by the time he was going to meet his date was tied up, and she was feeling held hostage by the Purifiers.
Of course.
Why are they still a thing?
Why do they still exist?
I have no idea why. The last I saw these guys was in the opening issues of Generation X. It's been like a year since I've seen these guys, but at least they waited more than just a few months. Unlike what Slot did with Mr. Negative.
Yeah, twice.
But at least they waited a full last appearance, which is good.
I don't give it out. Purifier useless at this point.
but at least God knows these people are. But here's the thing: is he gonna tell this girl that these guys are also responsible for blowing up a bus full of kids with a
Probably.
rocket launcher?
What?
Yeah, these guys are murderers.
How is still a thing? There you go.
Yeah, it's weird. I have.
Oh, did anyone see the Bleach trailer? The live
No.
action? Oh,
I
wow.
have.
The full official
I've seen
trailer.
it.
Is it live action or is it anime?
Dude, it's gonna be a live action. You want your anime to come back? Bleach is technically dead, Tevye. So
I never watched Bleach. I watched one episode and it's interesting. I'll probably catch up eventually.
eventually, probably.
Yeah, the show was amazing, Tivia.
He'll not like. I'll just say this, Tevye. You want to do it? I suggest you should do it as soon as you can because it's all like what's the word? It's only if the live action.
Oh, the movie's good.
No, that doesn't matter if it's fucking good or not. If it does well.
Oh, to be successful.
Yeah.
I'm like, also,
Okay, Tivia, there are.
I'm gonna just go forward before you go. I explain Tevye on the whole Bleach stuff. This live action trailer has to do well because if you want to get that final arc animated, this movie has to do well. And people don't understand that don't get it. Like, look, if you want your anime to come back, you have to support the movie. It's like the only fucking way to get it back. And it's just, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, it looks shit. It looks like they're changed up.
Alchemist got a lot of the movie. That one sucked. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. But yet again, Full Alchemist didn't really need one.
Yeah,
because it already completed its story.
Both of them. Both of them put in.
Well, Brotherhood is basically like the continuation. It's basically Dragon Ball Kai, but also a continuation where they left off because the original ended on a filler ending.
It actually, he's in there. Brotherhood actually adapted like a manga. It actually adapted every single episode. Actually, did its own thing.
Yeah, I know. No, Tevye, they just redid some of the stuff in the original.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
And it's basically Dragon Ball Kai, but they continue what they left off. But yeah,
actually,
Nick, tell Tevye what is the whole Bleach stuff.
I know what Bleach is.
Bleach, the whole premise of it is that, well, yeah, all these characters use swords.
Yep.
Which you probably saw from the pilot. Yeah, and then they do fight Halos. Hollows. They fight them for a majority of the series. I would say the only seasons they don't fight them is when they fight the Bounce.
Yeah.
Like during the filler seasons, they don't fight Hollows. But the filler seasons and the final one, they technically don't fight Hollows during the filler season and the final one. But some of the seasons can be really long or pretty decently in length. Like the first season is an adaptation of the first 8 volumes of the graphic novel series for Bleach. It's like the Substitute arc, and then the second and third seasons, the Soul Society. 4 and 5 are like these creatures from Germany.
Yeah, and they do have the filler. Like I'll just say this: they do have filler, but the filler stuff actually is fucking entertaining. I love the what was it, the Soul Reaper.
Soul Reaper, I think.
There was the copy Soul Reaper, and there was the sentient Zombie Toe stuff.
I mean, like, wasn't there a Civil War on their Bankai stuff? I don't know. It's like it was this one filler.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
But the thing with the series is there's many recurring jokes. One is everybody keeps going to Ichigo's bedroom, or in the shorts, like the women's association, because a lot of them go shopping spree in the War of the Living. They dump all their stuff, and there's like stuff all over the place, all their shopping stuff, all their bags, and there's a joke during the copy story per stuff. It's copied, with the exception of I think the Silver Captain. They all piled up at Ichigo's bed, and they had they had Byakuya stand near his closet. They had Kapachi sit on Ichigo's bed. They had Nemu and I don't remember his name. The captain of Squad 12 sitting on his desk.
That's right.
And you know how his bed there's a cross on his sheets.
Mm-hmm.
They don't final arc of the series of why he has a Quincy cross.
Yeah, they I like the final arc of Bleach. I thought it was a fucking awesome. And
Or after Ichigo became Jesus.
Oh yeah. No, that did. But dude, I mean, like, you can't deny the whole fucking part where when he was fighting that one dude in the final battle. Dude, that, like, I'm sorry, that was pretty dope. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I can't tell people
people
if they ever animated this arc and they ever dub it. There are two people I can see doing his dub voice. One is Steve Bloom. The other is Bryan Cranston.
Most likely it's probably going to be Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom's a fucking legend. I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, like, I just want this whole live action movie to do well, because I'm like, look, I didn't sign up for a live action. Like, I wasn't really like if you're talking about Dragon Ball, I'm all for that. I feel like there is, if we could have like crazy stuff in superhero movies, I'm like, dude, it's almost the same thing with Dragon Ball. I feel like you could do the same with that. However, it's just that hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, we got Death Note. We all know that way.
For the entire first arc of the series, the Substitute Reaper thing. But these are the only characters confirmed for the film. Ichigo himself, Rukia, Renji, Byakuya, and Urduru. The guy who's the Quincy Archer. Yeah, he's the Quincy. Two characters in the movie that who appear in the franchise who's not been confirmed to be in the movie, and that's Chad and Orihime. They have not confirmed these two be in the movie at all.
Of course.
I'm not going to watch the live action movie because it looks terrible. It looks like it might be terrible.
It's going to fall in the same trap like from an alchemy and like Death Note.
I don't think so. From what I saw from the trailer, it looks really good, especially seeing Ichigo and Uru fighting Renji Byakuya in the open street during daylight. That looks interesting. And if he knows, like, during the first tease they released, the first part of the trailer, it looks like the opening episode of the series. You know, where he fights that the hollow, where he slices his arm off.
Yeah.
And yeah, they like, for a lot of these characters, they really are very accurate to how they are depicted in both manga and anime. Heck, Renji in the sub says, "Roar, Zabimaru." He kind of says that in the sub. And his sword does turn to Zabimaru in the sub. In the film, they do show it. It looks really good. And Uru's bow is CGI.
Dude. I mean, like, I honestly feel like, did you see the action parts, Nick and Jeremy?
Yes, I did.
No, I need to go see the trailer because
I got it right here. I'll send it right now. Like, I'm watching it right now. I'm like, the hollows.
Kinds of things.
Huh?
Kinds of things, and then there's still a girlfriend that no one really cares about, but are amazed that it happened.
Like, I'm sorry, you glitched the hell out.
Yeah, you glitched out.
Oh no. I can't just switch between tabs because it freezes up my internet.
Oh, right.
Has a girlfriend and he's all happy, even though he still apparently owes the IRS a lot of money.
What?
I'm lost.
No, he owes the IRS a good chunk of over at least around $100,000 or so.
I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, I'm lost.
Who are you talking about, Jeremy?
What's going on?
You know how he has a YouTube channel and he basically says that it's a business, but then he also.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Oh, that fucking piece of shit.
Wait, who?
Turns out he hasn't been paying his taxes, and his and the guy in his county lives all the way in Seattle, and he lives all the way in Washington D.C. And basically, he hasn't been keeping up with his business tax, and the IRS basically wants their money. And apparently, he's saying that DSP is his channel and everything is not a business, even though on the cards and everything else it says it's a business. He owes over like $100,000 or so to the government.
I mean, like, I guarantee he's gonna beg for fucking money. I mean, like, here's the thing.
Oh, he's done it. He hasn't stopped. Every day it's a new beg for something. Talking about, oh, the end of the month is coming. I don't know how I'm going to pay these bills, but you have enough money to go buy like a $3,000 statue.
Yeah, it's very ironic. I feel like sometimes, like, even though, like, I feel like with him, I stopped watching him like in 2013. I really have. I mean, like, I didn't know this guy was going to be this amount of.
I don't know who this guy you're talking about is.
Okay. Long story short, let me explain. Long story short, DSP Gaming is a YouTuber that was in the OG era.
He started out with Retro Play and when Let's Plays was still young.
Yeah, when Let's Play
when it was still like a new thing. Like it was like when no one really was doing a Let's Plays, or there were very few of them. He was one of them. And this guy really, he lies on his lies all the time. He's completely lost his mind. He doesn't care about his fans. Won't look at the comments. Won't do reviews anymore. Just completely lost his touch.
Lost his mind.
Yeah, basically.
That's not reality. Like, I showed them a video where he literally sent people empty video game boxes, even though he was giving them out as rewards to people. Like, they want to raffle.
I'll just say this. Like, doesn't he have, like, a kid?
No, he doesn't have no kids. He's 37.
Because
he just got another girlfriend.
I heard his, like, first, like, girlfriend was somewhat.
Oh,
like,
no. They call her his daughter because it's speculated at the time she was underage, even though Phil was talking to her while she was underage. But when she turned 18, they officially hooked up. But the joke is that Phil was like, 30? Well, he was 33 when he hooked up with her when she was 18. And talking about, she's basically his daughter for how old he is. That's the joke.
That's messed up.
His friend, like his close friends, said like he was getting a kid. Not saying like when your close friend says that.
What close friends? Because everyone he ever had as a close friend, basically,
like
they don't talk anymore.
No. But their podcasts, the people that worked for him, they stated
what people work.
Huh?
What people work from? Because it's all by himself.
Okay. You know those two people that John, his one of his co-workers and his Let's Plays.
Yeah.
He did a podcast.
His last name.
John Howard. I don't know. But he did a video, a podcast with him and another person that worked with him, and they explained how they feel and how everything his actions is, and they stated that he's getting a kid, and I'm like, okay, that's saying something. And I'm actually curious, like, does he know or does he just doesn't give a fuck?
I don't need to give a damn.
I mean, like,
if he had it, I follow him on Twitter. He would have been going around bragging about it.
Oh,
you sure? I mean,
he probably would at the end.
He never once brought up that he was having a kid.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds really weird.
Yeah,
I'll just give you a video about him. You'll know everything about him.
Just look up a video called "Down the Rabbit Hole" with DSP. It's basically everything he's ever done.
Probably a documentary about it.
And they're also talking about the whole. There's an incident where I shit you not, he got caught masturbating live on
God, I
camera.
saw that, dude.
That messed up so many levels.
Yeah, dude, he didn't realize the camera was on, so everyone saw him for like 2 minutes.
Dude. Jared, I saw that fucking video, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Masturbating? Dude. And also another thing, like, he fucking put all this shit in his, like, videos where he's doing a little, like, he went a little loony, in my opinion. He lost a lot of things what made him look interesting and look good because a lot of things about him, he had a lot of good videos. He had a Let's Play channel that was very, very, very consistent.
Successful at one point.
Yeah, very successful.
It was successful. It was done very well. It had a lot of things ongoing on it. It was like the map of your Let's Plays. Like, really, this, if you think of a AAA title, he was there on the spot.
Yeah,
now,
back in 2008.
Huh?
Oh, he was back in 2008 when Let's Plays actually got started. But the thing was, this dude named I forgot his name. He did this thing called this is How You Don't Play, and it's just basically started with Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and it basically was showing Phil fucking up and blaming the game and the buttons and saying that it's the game's fault he's failing at it.
No, it's his fault.
It sucks. And I look back on his like, dude, he's really a fucking retard. Like, he's got some
Wait, have you ever seen that clip where he smashes all his controllers? Like, there's an 11-minute clip where he's just smashing controllers at, when he gets beaten at video games.
I heard.
I heard some of it, but I've never seen it in action. I mean,
I didn't see it either.
I'm like, can you link it? I mean, like, I love to hear this. I mean, like, that's something I'm like, because I hear, like, and also see other videos just completely owning the fuck. And I'm like, oh yeah, I used to be a Street Fighter pro, and I'm like, you mean you were one of the luckiest people?
Because he played on an arcade version. He played the arcade version, and he was lucky, and everybody else never played that version because they said that it has really bad. But yeah, it has been proven it has very bad attack times and everything else. He managed to come in first place for Americans, but he came fourth in a tournament. Called himself the best U.S. Street Fighter tournament fighter that year. And there's some videos where he shows where he's getting owned at actual gaming convention. These tournaments, and he never says a word, but he likes to say shit on talk shit on Twitter and his YouTubes.
Only a loser would say that. Only a loser would do such a thing like that, because honestly, I kind of feel like with that, it's like, dude, that is.
Justin?
I guess he's doing it. But anyway, let's.
Wait, I'll give you this.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to mute him so we could kind of talk a bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, little Nick. You're kind of a little bit lost on this. Just type in Jeremy. I had to mute you because you were talking to your family, whatever. But I mean, like, I just sent you a video on Skype, like, everything about him. He was a once good YouTuber. Now he's pretty much a piece of shit, and nothing more and nothing bit about that. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, he's a guy that really doesn't give a shit about anyone but himself. But anyway, enough of that bullcrap. Let's talk about the Marvel fresh and new shit. Anyone read that? And yeah, fresh and new shit. Whatever. What did you?
I haven't heard anything new that's been announced. I mean, the last thing I heard was announced was Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I know that, but we're talking about the books that came out.
Wait, what came out?
Okay. The only things I know that came out for fresh starts have been Avengers, Venom, and I think that's it. Just those two that I can think of.
That's what we're talking about.
And Free Comic Day issue.
Oh, we got to talk about that first. Okay, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let me
talk about first.
I want to talk about Spider-Man first.
Yeah, we're talking about Spider-Man expensive.
Okay. Not a big fan of it. I'm like, I knew this was going to be like a bad idea. Granted, I know a lot of people will love it. I mean, granted, he is good. He is good. However, it's just that this book is, like, to me, like mixing with comedy and where it's very just funny stuff all over. And I'm like, what's that word? I'm not a big fan of it. I just feel like this is not my cup of tea. You get what I'm saying?
One thing I did like about Edgar was how he wrote the Kingpin.
That's the one that, you got the tape for Daredevil.
He did a good job on Daredevil.
It's very accurate to how he's expected in Daredevil, but he doesn't have swag for being a hero. He compliments him and just, possibly thinking of giving him an award for saving all these people from the Rhino.
Yeah.
I had Boomerang. Wait, Boomerang escapes.
Honestly, who gives a fuck? But my problem...
and there's an editor note in the issue where it takes place before 601.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I bet it takes place after 800.
It's in between.
This is before Daredevil 601.
Oh, Daredevil 600. My bad. Crap, I got my issue mixed up.
But anyway, it's just I kind of feel like with this run, it's just like there would be. I think personally he's going to do well, but it's just like I'm not all for this, and that's something.
Roommate, it was better Boomerang. Whatever.
Well, I don't care, Mike, about Boomerang. I mean, like, it's just like I'm not for this concept of not that serious. I like my Spider-Man very serious at times. Situations gets intense, but also talks shit about his opponents, and it's just that Dan Slott. Like, I know, Tevia, you don't like his style of writing.
Yeah,
I get it. But I'm sorry, Tevia. I'd rather keep it safe and keep it cool and have where we have a writer that is like very consistent on doing a formula that worked. Even though fans didn't like it, but I'm going to tell you, fans are going to eat their fucking words where they have it where this guy is going to do something that's going to piss you off, Tevia. And I'm going to say this, Tevia. I mean, not everything we can get we want. Like, look, I mean, I want Iron Man to fight classic villains.
Like villains.
Yeah, like that, or just villains in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, that's something I kind of wish we could have gotten. But the problem is, we're not going to get that. It's just the care. That's just something that we're never going to get. And I know a lot of Marvel's trying to peel a lot of nostalgia in this, and there is tens.
What exactly is Slott's plan for Iron Man?
He plans to just tries to fit with the movies and concept and a bit of the classic era. That's it. That's all I heard of him.
I'm getting like a Black Mirror vibe with Iron Man. With that series, Black Mirror is involved in this series.
What?
Okay, a little back. Black Mirror.
I don't watch Black Mirror.
It's very, very dark. Like, short version of the part of the series.
All right, then. You're just mentioning shit I just don't give a fuck about. I mean, dude, I could, if I would have known something, I would have told you. But granted, I am looking forward to see what his writing is all about. People are already saying, "Oh, he's gonna ruin Iron Man," dude. A lot of people are gonna buy that book. A lot of people are gonna buy that because a lot of people miss Iron Man, and they're gonna buy every fucking what they can. I'm gonna buy the modern Iron Man variant cover on the first issue when it comes out, and that's just the thing. I wonder what they're going to do next, but we'll have to wait and see. Fantastic Four, I'm most looking forward to because that's going to be really awesome. Because I really feel like I told you, I really think I personally said to you, Tevia, I think he's a good writer or good chance to do a Fantastic Four. Why don't he takes over with it?
It's pretty good in my opinion. So if anyway, I think he can make that book good. But here's me with Spider-Man. I find this Spider-Man concern. I'm intrigued, but I'm hoping two things happen. One, Mary Jane comes back in the main book and save for Iron Man. Two,
tell you, you're not gonna get that. If you got Renew Your Vows, you already have your family right there.
I think Renew Your Vows is gonna fall apart if what they got that book may get canceled because I think, let's face it, the current arc right now. Because
the fact that the book's not nostalgia for you guys anymore?
No, it's not because of that. It's just because you got time skip and you do
exactly what I just said.
The quality had dropped.
Tevia, the quality didn't drop.
I don't have a Renew Your Vows, Tevia. I think it's fine. And
Yeah, exactly.
I think Jodie Foster has a job with the book.
Hey, they're doing a good job. It's just, I'll tell you why, Tevye. Like, Tevye,
It's okay.
Like, look, I know you don't like it, but look, you don't like it because, and I get the whole format. It makes sense for you, but you like the whole point of the book was about Peter and Mary Jane.
Yeah.
That was the point of the book. That was a humongous extolligence to every Spider-Man fan because the current continuity book was never going to have them together. You're never going to have them together. Maybe the Amazing Spider-Man 1000, you might. I mean, like,
yeah, or 900 if we're lucky.
Or that too. I mean, like, who the fuck knows?
Speaking of numbers, 800 gonna cost $10.
Yeah, well, honestly,
what?
I kind of come to think of it, yeah, I think it kind of deserves that because honestly, it's his last run, and you know what? Go with a big price tag.
I think $10 too high for me. I think just go with $7.
Well, no, Tevye, like, look, listen to me. Money's very tight in companies, so they're gonna charge you a lot of money, and plus, it's gonna have that $3 or plus two, like $3 costs a lot on Marvel.
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be right back. All right, Nick, you kind of explain shit to him.
Okay. The thing with Jodie Foster, Tevye, is that she writes female characters to be really strong and at least interesting to read about.
I know.
And you ever read her our series Faith of Valiant?
Yeah, I have. I'm a huge fan of Harbinger and Harbinger with X-Men, and Bad is pretty good. I haven't seen the bad letter. I didn't see the letter. I think you knew about Under Her Wing is okay at best. But I like Conway.
He's a very good player. And also, I'm the X-Men. She's a very lovely woman. Jodie Foster.
That's cool.
So is Amanda Connor.
That's cool. Like,
and
I think she'll do everything about.
I would love to meet her again, but who knows when she's coming back to Florida. But I don't know when you're going to go to a Comic-Con again, because you haven't been to Comic-Con since the one time you went to go see one of the Spider-Man.
Yep. I had a dream come true. I had a vision. But anyway,
for me, basically, meet Chuck Dixon, Dan Jurgens, trying to think who else, Peter David. That's a dream come true. Meeting these really awesome guys. And Jodie Foster is one of the very few female writers I've actually met. The only female writer I can think I've actually met is Amanda Connor.
Nice.
I've never met. I was at a con where she was there, but by the time I got to her booth, she was already gone.
Damn it. That sucks. Oh well.
But comics is not for the reasons.
So I would love to meet. I love to meet Danielle O'Neill, Jason Aaron. Love to meet these people, but in the case I won't leave the Carolinas. I don't know when Danielle O'Neill. I think Danielle does go to the conventions. I have no idea if he does. He probably does. If he does, I don't know why he doesn't come to Florida. I've gone to conventions the past few years. He has never gone to a convention down here at all.
I need to go to a convention sometime in Dallas or Houston or Austin.
I've been to a convention in North Carolina recently, and the convention is very, very small. Not that big as I wanted to be. It was an okay convention.
Yeah. The conventions I go to, Tevye, the one in Orlando is huge.
Yeah, MegaCon. I know. I've been there before.
Yeah, MegaCon. But the convention center it's huge. Orange County Convention Center.
Yep.
That's where it is up there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever see pictures of it, it's really big. It's bigger than the convention center in Tampa. Though the thing is, with the convention center in Tampa, they actually have carpeted floors, not one, and it's much more polished. The one in Orlando has got concrete floors and no carpet, and it's very loud, but there's a lot of echoes in there.
Yeah, I know. I've been. Yeah,
so trying to talk to people is a little bit difficult when you're in the. But in Tampa, you talk to people there. You can find because it's a lot better put together.
And quieter.
And one thing that's been going to Comic-Con, with the exception of the one in San Diego, they're really affordable to go to.
Agreed. Like a New York Comic Con and San Diego are so expensive.
The ticket price is like $30. Tampa Comic Con, I think the highest they may charge is $40, but that's not very much. I think that
cheap.
San Diego, I think they cost. I think San Diego, I think they cost almost $100 to go to their con.
Plus the plane ticket and plus the like hotels. It'll be 200 probably.
Hotel. Yeah, I heard about that they have a hotel room, and the fact that the convention center is, well, from what I've heard from it, it's not very big, and they've had it for years. Barely move around in there. But you can actually.
Nope.
But there, it's terrible, and I've heard people who actually have gone there doesn't care to improve their infrastructure. They don't care.
I'm back. All right. But what we're talking about? Oh yeah, we're talking about
Renew your vows.
Renew your vows.
Talking about conventions.
And conventions.
And conventions. Oh, okay. Well, Terry.
We were talking a little bit about the San Diego one about its problems. From what I've heard from it.
San Diego Comic-Con?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried it so many times to get into that fucking shit. Kiss that ass goodbye. You're never gonna get into it. The system, how you get the tickets, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's broken, Joel.
And yet somehow Kat and her family got a chance to go to it a couple years ago for some reason.
Because they have dude, they have a system where they gotta do it, and you gotta do that. Like you gotta get like some bullshit polls. They probably did that.
Some press pass probably.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they can do there's ways to do it. It's just that. Granted, I did heard that there's ways to get in this whole thing. Like there's websites that you can go into, Ticketmaster, whatever the fuck, to get into Comic-Con. But I never
heard of that website. But being at the convention itself, from what I've heard from people who actually have gone there, it's not that pleasant of experience because one of the biggest problems with the convention that they're in, it's hard to move around in there because
it's huge. It's huge. You got
and from what I've heard, the city of San Diego does not care to make the thing bigger. And there's been one guy put it suggestion, why not move it to Las Vegas because they at least know how to throw a convention a lot better than San Diego can.
It's been that way. Well, the reason why they don't do it, they don't change it, is because it's been that way since day one. They've been thinking about changing it.
There's one person I can think of who's gone to probably most of most of the time gone to San Comic Con, and that's Stanley. I think he's gone almost every single year because he lives on California.
Stanley's situation is so very sad right now, and I don't want to talk about that.
I mean, you brought it up then, but I'll just say this: like the whole thing about Comic Con, it's huge, and it's a place where a lot of things go in. You have toys, you have dealers, you have all this shit. And here it's like it's becoming an entertainment.
And plus you get to meet you get to meet people there, like people behind the comic books, anime dubs, and actual actors.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, my biggest problem with Comic-Con is the Ticketmaster bullshit problems. It's such annoying. I mean, granted, you could try to get into it. I mean, good luck. I mean, it's just my biggest problem is just the Ticketmaster is fucking broken. It's like you're trying to get it. Good luck. It's 50-50 chance you can get it. But I mean, good luck. But I mean, if you do get into it, you're very lucky. I mean, and you probably won't get into it for not even ever. I mean, that it's just a very
broken system.
Not broken. It's a dot on the board. It's very hard to get into that place because it's hard. It's really hard. I tried to get into it multiple times. I really had. There's so much times I tried to get into it, but it's like now I'm like, I just don't care. Like no matter how much I want to go and meet a lot of famous writers, I like a jazz. I just couldn't do it. I mean, like there's things I just like. You know what? I want to do it, but it's not. It's
yeah, but the thing with going to cons, comic creators, with the exception of probably a small number of them, comic creators don't charge anything for an autograph at all, unless of course you're a big name. I mean, the only big name creator I can think of who actually does charge money, actually there's a couple of them. One is Neil Adams. He does charge money. Rob Liefeld, and but like Michael Golden, he's an older. He only charges $5 for an autograph, which is really cheap. And I've heard.
And Slot.
And Slot. I have no idea how much because I saw him at a con and I couldn't get in line because you had to be a VI to get an autograph.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know he does that. He gets his own little freaking. He doesn't get boots. He gets his own little wing.
Yeah,
I don't know why in the world he thinks he needs to do this. Peter David, when I met him, he was at a normal booth. Dan Jerkins, Jerry Conway, no booth. Greg Rucka, everybody
all
met.
big names than him.
Yep, and they're legends. Slot's not legend.
Well, here's the thing about Slot. Slot. I mean, like he could he think like the reason why
Slot's got a big ego is what he's got.
Well, yeah, big ego. Like I mean, like he's
because a lot of people said he should have been.
In Despicable Deadpool 300, Gary Duggan pulled Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
You know, physically appearing in the comic book.
Doing what?
And then he actually shows up in the issue.
Yeah.
Just like how Grant Morrison did.
I finally got to read it. And Grant Morrison is like, dude, this is your story. Just do whatever you feel like.
Yeah,
like, dude, that's just so meta.
That book and they got through the hell. It really was doing all the stuff that Duggan did, and bunch of ways making his daughter like making history out of which. Why? Why can't they remember his daughter? Why get rid of that?
His wife still exists. As far as Marvel Universe is concerned, legally married to his wife, but he doesn't remember it. I don't know why in the world Duggan thought this was a good idea to do by having erased his entire that happened during his run erased.
Yeah.
No idea why he thought this was a good idea.
That pissed me off because you're
telling me. Honestly, I'm like, look, I'm like with fucking
Deadpool.
Huh?
Deadpool.
I'm like, well, Deadpool is Deadpool. Like, dude, he's been like doing, let's just say, a lot of weird shit and how I mean, you know, there are times that they reboot the character and go forward with it. It's just,
there is one thing that they never bothered to explain in the final issue of Duggan's run. You remember prior to start of Secret Empire, Deadpool killed Phil Coulson because he found out something about Captain America possibly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Different people know about it, but as of what he found out, I don't know if it was that. Duggan never explained why Captain America sent him after to kill Phil Coulson. He's just a hallucination, but as for the reasoning of why he had to kill him in story, well, you know that Cap. Yeah, I'm shocked that Duggan never got to explain that plot point.
Oh, have you guys been following Jim Lee on his YouTube channel?
No,
never.
I didn't know Jim Lee even had a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, he just started. He's about to hit 1,000 subscribers. He's been doing live streams and talking to people.
I gotta check it out. I'll check it out.
I'll look into that. I mean, like, I do like. Here's the thing about Jim Lee. I always like. I don't mind him working on DC, but I would like to have him come into Marvel, just for one issue for an X-Men book.
I would like him to keep. I would love it for books not to get late because of him.
Yeah,
I don't mind that either.
Jeremy, can you give me a link to his YouTube channel?
Oh, you just find him on Jim Lee. It's literally just his name.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh,
I know he's gonna be at MegaCon Orlando, but not it. He's only gonna be there a day that I'm not gonna be there. He's only gonna be there one day, Saturday.
Damn it!
It's kind of the same thing with Scott Snyder, and they pick a date that
everyone's going.
Because some of these writers.
What the fuck? Nick, you there?
You
there for just one day, or like a lot of these.
You're glitching. Nick, you're glitching.
Your connection is going in and out.
This is the longest live stream I had yet. It's almost gonna be reaching.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock over here. It's late over here.
A month first had dental surgery, and then semesters came up, and all the students have been going all over this place. Plus, our university, all kinds of things just been going on.
Yep.
Let me hurry go put let me hurry get a link to Jim Lee so I can give it to you guys.
Okay.
Before I forget.
All right.
He already. Never mind. Yeah, he had 41,000 subscribers. Yeah, live streams. You just talk to him. Like he'd be doing some big live streams. Like the last one he had was for like 6 hours, just talking.
I know even Ben Skyber had a YouTube channel.
I'm supposed to do that, despite the fact he's a co-publisher of DC Comics.
He's a lot of things. And sometimes I think he's a lot of things. He's a really, really busy guy. I didn't even know I don't think he has any real kids. He just adopted them.
I adopt them, Bobby. Who knows? Oh,
no, he has kids.
He does have an old friend. About this. He and Liam Sharp met back during the period of time when Lee was working on X-Men. Back in the early 90s.
Speaking of,
at least he was nowhere close to Rob Liefeld, who had overblown artwork of men anatomies that put JoJo's Bizarre Adventures to shame.
Yeah, do I sound like that? The better. But by the way, speaking
the problem with Liefeld is that the guy is.
He's what?
Well, everybody knows how lazy he's been over the years.
Dude, I saw
and
that
yet,
Hawkman.
The last comic he put out was like 2 years ago.
It was like Bloodstrike number 2. Didn't he try to bring Blood Pack back and it failed or something like that?
He did try to bring that back. It failed.
And then it just didn't go nowhere.
I saw that do for DC. Hawk and Dove. He did Grifter, Deathstroke, and Savage Hawkman. After those other 3 comics ended, he left DC.
He brought Lobo up, and that was terrible. Hawkman, Deathstroke, that was terrible.
Holy shit, he was bad.
He is an artist, not a writer. He cannot write to save his life.
Yeah, I actually own the trade that he actually did do Hawkman stuff for. It was bizarre. It's like everything Tony S. Daniel did, he just threw that out the window, made him an alien, and brought in a version of Hawkgirl who was his adoptive sister.
What?
Basically, he was adopted into the royal family, and him and Hawkgirl had a relationship.
See, this is what I'm confused about. Even though he was just a simple soldier and all this other crap, and then
one thing I did not like about Liefeld's run, and this I point out in my review, I did not like the new design for his mace. It looked like an axe.
Also, when did Lobo get a daughter? I thought he was the last of his kind, and his daughter is literally a
here's the best.
I hope that he actually. I hope Glass explains that when he starts his run for Teen Titans.
No! Actually, I support that.
Okay, I want to say something. About the Lobo daughter, Lobo kids. Like honestly, I kind of feel like
freaking haircut. That hairstyle is screwy.
Yeah, wait. Trying to go up. I go finish.
You can go, Edgar.
Fuck yeah! I'll be right back. And my dad's gonna. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
and Grail have the same freaking. They have that Skrillex haircut. I don't understand how that's popular.
It's probably a fad. Who knows? Anyways, I'm actually happy about this. Why? Because one, that thing makes sense. Two, wait, we'll have a daughter. I support it because Lolo is a billionaire. You buy a second other woman.
That's been a bunker. I keep asking, when are they going to bring that guy back?
I would not have been surprised because there was a claim he did, I think it was in the animated series, where one of his things he wanted to do after he blew every single woman in the universe.
Nice.
That's what he said he wanted to do. I would not be surprised an illegitimate daughter because Lobo is not married at all.
Nope,
if you read his ongoing series 90s, he tried to get married, but it went nowhere because the woman he really wanted to bang so turning him down a lot of the whole series.
Yeah.
It was a bizarre series to read, but it was pure fun and it fit well with the 90s. If that's published now, it would make no sense at all. It would not succeed. Though we did Colin Bunn in. Yeah, but the Lowell comic that Colin Bunn did, from what I remember reading about, the opening issues were okay, pretty good. And then, some mediocre issues, it really interesting. And then Book of X.
Good.
In 20 was a good idea because I think people were not buying the fact that this was Lobo.
It wasn't Lobo.
But
bullshit.
there was one that really had no reason to end at all, especially since it was probably the only good comic to X that year. Got Them by Midnight.
I saw
by
that
Ray
Second
Fox.
for $4
Really
a piece.
good comic book.
Yeah, it was for $4 a piece, so I got both volumes. Plus, I got the Amanda Connor art book where it shows all of her artwork she ever did for Power Girl.
Nice. Who's a Power Girl? Oh, money. Where the hell is she?
Oh, and I got
Well,
this.
she did show up in an issue of Harley Quinn. Oh, you ever heard about this urban legend about Connor and Power Girl? About how Connor would frequently try to make Power Girl's breasts bigger and bigger until an editor told her to stop drawing them so big.
I heard about that. They said it was at first, but from what I heard, they said it was a man doing it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, they never said it was a woman, but I do have this. I saw it and I said, you know what? I have to get it.
Yeah, I heard something that there may have been a legend about how long Starfire's hair can be because there was one issue and some Linkar pointed this out, like when her hair was like really long, like an actual streak.
Sprinkle and Colin did find the episode of Future Then, and it was funny.
This is what I got.
Saga.
This is a big book. Has the first 18 issues.
Nice. Oh, Sprinkle and Colin, did anyone watch the final episode with Future's End?
Yes, I know.
It was funny.
Comic Island to do a top 10 things we didn't like about it.
Yeah, like that was funny. But when Colin's review of Future's End,
I really enjoyed it. Especially when they revealed that the brother eye in that story was Welshie. Yeah. That kind of makes sense because the guy had not made a video in probably several years.
Yeah, but
the way I like. I was gonna say I like Mr. Menaker's entire thing about the entire channel awesome and everything that was going on behind the works before that letter came out.
I read that letter.
There was one of those creators who said he wasn't going to do JoJo anymore and talk about the comic Diesel. Who was that guy anyways? I don't know who he was, but
there's a lot of people who came and gone. Like they had a really, really bizarre contract where
he's gone and
this a month, they will probably already kicked you out.
Yeah, it really messed their contract.
But no, Mr. Menaker did
I actually read that document. Man, a channel awesome.
The
people who run it are complete jerks.
Some of that is just basic feelings, but I think people like Lean Cara and maybe Angry Joe are probably the most level-headed about it. But yeah, I was watching Mr. Menaker's video. I didn't realize Link Carl did a webcomic.
Huh.
I did.
No. It's not just any webcomic. It's one of those comics where he constantly, you know how he does videos about ripping into bad comics. If you read this comic, it's literally on the same level as Sonic Q.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's good.
Like,
Wait. Admitted
What?
that
No,
he's
it
actually
made Carter, like,
apologized for the early stuff.
No, he wrote a comic literally basically degrading women, being sexist. He basically has a character who has the powers of a Green Lantern, but he ran away when a woman was about to get raped because he was too scared to do anything.
Well, to be fair,
his comic is called Revolution the Mask.
To be fair, Clay even admitted his comic is bad. Even he admitted.
Literally, it's like there's a lot of things Lee Carl has done behind the scenes like he really wouldn't let you people know about.
It's no wonder why I don't like him.
No! He's a weirdo. I didn't realize he was part of a certain website. I'm not going to say it on here, but he was a part of a certain website.
Oh, I don't want to know about that. That's what you
don't. No. But anyway, like I said, he's written one of the worst web comics of all time, and no wonder he never tries to bring that thing up.
To be fair, he admits it's awful. He admits it's not good.
No, it's not. It's beyond not awful. It's everything he clearly stands against.
That is true. And even he admits that everything's in against.
I think he said that I think he only made like 2 issues of that comic, and that was it. 2
issues, and that's it. He stopped with. I don't blame him.
Well, when he tried to go, one of the reasons he stopped was because he was joining Channel Awesome or that guy with the glasses.
Yeah, that's what it was at the time. And then they decided to shut down and rebrand himself as Channel Awesome because that was the company. I actually have watched those particular crossover films they did do. They did like 3 big ones. There was Kikassia,
Suburban Nights, and
Bully Flea. And here's something really weird. Apparently, according to him, he says that some people who actually worked in those films, a lot of them never got copies of the films.
Yeah.
Never did.
I heard about that.
Like, there was a lot of stupid shit they were doing. But then again, the girl with or the nostalgia chick, everything she says you should take with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I read that document. It sounded really fucked up.
No. Not only that, but this is the same woman who was burning out on Spoonie. She has a DUI and she has a remote. Oh no, they actually have it. Like she was intoxicated. They actually have her mugshot. People got a hold of that. And also, she paid someone. She wrote and paid someone to make a song all about rape.
Again, the entire situation is really fucked up. It's
on YouTube.
Yeah, but the thing with Lupa is she actually left. She and several others left. Well, she was fired, and several others left because of that. And this was about a few years ago. She said she left because the CEO of Channel Awesome didn't like what she was doing. Yeah, we were doing Skype calls with to various problems, and apparently because she was waiting for a computer for 15 minutes, fired from Channel Awesome.
Oh no! Have you heard what was going on with Dario? These things.
Yeah, I heard about that. That really freaked me out. Like, what the fuck?
I don't think that for a lot of the problems Channel Awesome has, I don't think it's Doug Walker's. It's particularly his brother and the guy who's CEO of Channel Awesome. It's mostly their fault for the stuff that happened.
The problem is Doug never wanted to actually. He never actually wanted to write or create anything. He just wanted to be an actor. You could tell in all his videos, he just simply wants to star in it. He doesn't want to have anything else to do with anything. He wanted someone else to take care of things.
Which makes sense, big man.
Yeah, and I heard that. I can't think of her name. The second girl who was part of his supporting cast, she left, and I think that the black guy who was part of his group as well, I think he left as well. And apparently there was, according to Erod, there was plans to do a 10th anniversary Channel Awesome film, but it was canceled. And here's the thing. There was a lot of people, this is according to Erod, a lot of people didn't know. Not even Angry Joe himself knew of the reasoning for the cancellation of the film. The reason for the cancellation of the 10th anniversary film was because a lot of people left Channel Awesome.
I don't blame him for leaving after all the bullshit I've been seeing. Yeah, I can tell why they left. It's a good what the fuck.
Yeah, and Link Carr, one of the things he wanted to see them do was bring back the anniversary films. It was like a lot of things he wanted to see them do, but at least film, I think he did a lot better job releasing his film a lot better than what Channel Austin with their 3 films.
Agreed.
I think like everybody who worked on the film got a copy.
Yep.
And he still has plenty of copies of that film. He's still selling it, which is something. At least it's not like a limited number like what Channel Austin with their films.
Yeah, and
at least that in the case of his film, despite the fact he's the star of it, at least that he's not the general focus of his character. All the rest of the people who worked on that film, who act people he knew from Channel Austin, people like Mars Girl, Lupa, Critic made a cameo.
Wayne.
I think who else was in there?
Cinema Star made a cameo.
Film did not appear in that film. It was Nash, Cinema Snob, and
Angry Joe.
They had the guy from the War Star who was Angry Joe. Yep. It was so hilarious to see him use his lightning against Mechacar. That was funny.
That was funny. Yeah.
And I was using a mallet to hit Megacar. It says, "Hi, live everybody," from his dead air thing. Yeah, it's just a hilarious film to watch. And I actually watched it like the week was coming out. I didn't watch part because it came out Thanksgiving week. It was a great film to watch, and I had a blast. Now, if I had I think that he's selling on Amazon right now, isn't he? The film?
I think so. I'm not sure. I haven't checked.
One thing I know about when he sells these films, his DVDs are not expensive at all. I think the highest myself was like $20, which God praise him for doing that. He may not be rich, but at least he's affordable to his fans.
Yeah, that's the good news. That's why I was struggling calling more because when Carl actually does fucking fans, like, here's the thing. Not all channels are all bad guys.
Jeremy, could you repeat? Sorry, interrupting, but could you repeat what you said? I had to go do something.
About which part?
Matt Carter, whatever the fuck his name is.
Matt Carter.
Matt.
Link Carter, where he wrote that really, really awful webcomic where they had bad character designs, basically characters that were basically like knockoffs of popular characters. Things like degrading women, even though he was against it. He was calling women like naughty bitches and have them be slaves and getting raped.
Again, he made it bad comic.
If you watch his videos, after the first like year or two of them, he actually stopped promoting that comic book.
Which I don't blame him.
I would have promoted it in the first place because that sounds terrible. He sounds insane.
I mean, the whole book sounds like one big bad fan fiction that's just waiting.
It's worse than fan fiction. It's on the same level as Sonic Shoe.
Again,
I never read Sonic Shoe, so I don't fucking know.
Don't read it. It's very, very.
You know who Christian Weston Chandler is, right?
I've never read Sonic Shoe. I've heard of it. I've never read it.
I refuse to read it.
Actually, I can listen to a guy who basically voice dubbed every chapter of Sonic Shoe. He has 57 videos where he literally voices everything.
I gotta have send me this hilariousness. I gotta check this shit out because I'm like,
wait for Sonic Shoe or the webcomic?
The fucking Sonic Shoe.
I'll link it to you. Or I'll link it to you later. Where
one thing I know about Sonic Shoe is everything. It's this bizarre comic that's where the character is an anagram of Sonic and Pikachu.
He thought he could great writing. I should know it. Here's something that's very funny. At one point, he literally thought Hideo Kojima was coming to him to make a Sonic Shoe video game, and for some reason, I shit you not, he thought Jay-Z was Nintendo's lawyer.
Oh, good God!
Yeah,
no, but back to like, I'll just say this even further.
Yeah, and it was actually on one of his. He did. Remember that top 15 comics he said he'd never review? A lot of those comics he's reviewed, but there's one that I'm so surprised that's still on the list of comics they review. I'm sure you three have probably heard of this one. Tarot Witch the Black Rose.
Yes, he brought it up, but he never once tried to review it.
Yeah, he said fans want to view a particular comic where there's this infamous line. It says, Get out of here! Your vagina's haunted.
Also, I didn't know Kate Spencer was in the latest Green Arrow volume. Manhunter shows up.
Okay. I'll just say this. I mean, like,
volume 5, she's in there.
I'll just say this. I mean, like, with him, like, I never really find him that appealing to me. I mean, like, I listened to his reviews, and he's got a lot of good points.
He comes off pretentious sometimes.
He sounds like, to me,
I may not agree with a lot of his opinions, but at least that's what he wants to be entertaining.
Yeah, he does, but it's just my whole
money on paying his bills.
No, that's because he's copying nostalgia critic. That's why.
To be fair and defend, they both call each other, but I'm fine with it. It's funny.
Well,
but at least he says he actually spends time writing a script. He actually edits the stuff, and he says that for the past couple years, he actually tries to get scripts done in advance so he doesn't run late.
Yep.
I mean, like, let me just say this before you guys go on. Like, my whole thing with him is like, a lot of times he sounded very, and I mean, like, I granted, if the book's shit or not, that's understandable. But dude, you don't have to be a very annoying bitch about it. You could yell your head off, but it just like he comes across like a very on his over the top, yeah, very over the top. That he could just he could have just done it very sololy. Like, granted, like, yeah, it's a shitty book, and I fucking will.
One thing I do find entertaining about his show, aside from his reviews, is his storylines he has.
The story is very interesting. Is Zoya Dugo very creepy? Like, very dark.
I think he was by far the only one I can think of. I don't know if any of your Channel Awesome reviewer did this, where they had regular storylines. He's probably by far the only one I can think of who actually had regular storylines. Like, if you look at the Nostalgia Chick, she only had like 2 storylines her whole show. Critics had like 1 or 2. Spoonies had 2 or 3. But Lynn Carr has had them since the start of his show.
Yep.
I'll just say this. I mean, the one part I'm kind of like, I always wonder on him is like, it's just the fact of like, okay, like, does he? And that's just maybe I haven't watched all of his videos, but has he ever just like, I know he's reviewed Spider-Man 2099, maybe Venom Protector.
No, he reviewed Venom. He reviewed Planet Symbiotes.
Oh yeah, he did that one. I saw that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know why he has not a list of like all the Clone Saga stuff he's reviewed. I mean, because of that gave me an idea to review like all the Clone Saga trades within just a handful of episodes.
Yeah.
Like reviewing like all 11 volumes, the real Clone Saga.
Because my favorite one.
Conspiracy. The only one I didn't review was the Ultimate Clone Saga. That's the only one I did not review.
That saga was fucking awesome. I don't get
it. It was amazing.
That shit was the most crazy shit I've ever seen.
It was. Real Clone Saga and Ultimate are the 2 of the best Clone Saga that came out.
I don't know if anybody has ever pointed this out, though. Why in the world do those gates that they have, like, in that comic, why do they look like the gates from Stargate?
I have no idea.
They're supposed to. He's a very big fan of a lot of things.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm like,
no, I mean, in the Planet Simios comic book, they had like that.
At least it's more entertaining than what Angry Joe has devolved into.
Well, what's going on with Angry Joe now?
What happened?
You mean Angry Pucko, as I call him? Well, let's see. Besides the fact that he wanted to do movie reviews and TV show reviews, and then his
what's
fans.
What's wrong with that?
No. See, the thing is that at some point he stopped doing more video game reviews because he wanted to do something about. Besides that, I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
Okay. Let me kind of defend Angry Joe, like, literally. Like, look, I can understand.
I think I've noticed about the guy.
Nick, fucking Nick.
Hang on. The point with Angry Joe is he wanted to branch out, but the thing is he wanted to take time off, but he was also ignoring his inorganic, the things he organically accumulated. Well, he wanted to do other things, and then when some people say when will he eventually come back to it, he said he didn't know, and then he basically had a meltdown where he's talking about how ungrateful his fans were and how they won't let him do what he wants to do.
Well, here's the thing. He should have to say something to his channel. Granted, his subscribers, yeah, I agree. Yes, they let's just say, a right to say something or just have a somewhat of him on his channel. But I mean, if the guy wants to do something, let him do it. But my whole argument on this, like, look, let him, if he wants to do game reviews, then let him do game reviews. If he doesn't have time to do it yet, and plus there isn't any interesting AAA games that are very good, interesting during that time period, there really wasn't. And I'm like, dude, this is a really good time, and honestly, let him take a break. He's he's established himself to a point where there really is no
game out right now.
No beef. There really
back when he made an ass of himself one too many times on record. There's actual video proof where he made an ass of himself.
Oh yeah, I mean, like when I saw like him just being a total dick, then I feel like then he just I personally feel like he went too far on with that. But like there's things I'm like, dude, don't fight your subscribers. Like granted,
2016.
I'm gone.
Oh, I was gonna say the 2016 VGA Awards. He basically got to talk to the host and tell him what he wanted. He was basically saying how, like, one of these soundtracks for, I think it was what, Mass Effect or something. One of the soundtracks in a category for video game. Yeah, for video game music. And the host literally told him in his face, that is a soundtrack. That is not a video game based on music. Got made a fool of. And he's done this repeatedly. And people ask, why don't he just create a second channel, to know reviews on movies and TV shows and just keep Angry Joe to do your video games since it's already the brand.
Honestly, I think
he has a meltdown. Yeah, he had a meltdown.
To be fair and defend honestly, it's his channel. You can do what you want, and if you want to expand the channel, go for it. You don't need to quit second that channel. Yeah, that's like
yeah. Has anybody noticed that when it comes to his
reviews?
Has anybody noticed when it comes to his size? I mean, has anybody noticed he's gotten much more beefier in the past couple of years?
I didn't notice that.
No, but he's gotten more deranged and angrier for no particular reason.
The American Survival Review is funny. I love that one. That made me laugh.
I never knew.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he lived in the same state.
Reviewer, man, this guy is so thin. It's like he doesn't put on any weight at all. Linkara, I mean, if you notice his early videos, he was thin. Now he's just overweight.
He's fine.
Yeah, I don't look too far into Linkara, but
yeah.
Wait, I was gonna say one more thing.
Some of these other reviewers look like they might put a little bit of weight. Like Mars Girl at one point looked like she put on a little bit of weight and then she took it off, and then she puts it back on. It's really weird when it comes to her. Like Lupa, Allison's a real name, and she has stayed remarkably thin and stunning at her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I mean, like, I'll just say something like personally with the whole Angry Joe, like, I feel like with him, it's just like he really shouldn't fight his subscribers. Granted, there is he could get some criticism, but I feel like with him, like, I do enjoy his movie reviews and somewhat of his opinion. It's just I feel like he says some stupid shit, regardless what.
Agreed.
There's a couple predictable things about his videos. It's how he zips up, is how he has his jacket. If it's a good game, he'll zip up to. If it's a bad game, he'll leave it unzipped.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody notice that when it comes to reviews? What is Zipper?
Finally talking more about Young Justice Outsiders.
Oh yeah, what about Young Justice?
Yeah, he's just he's being very vague about a release date.
Makes sense. My big for Comic-Con, they'll probably get a release date.
Oh, also, you guys seen the comments Roseanne Barr has been getting because she supports Donald Trump and the Roseanne Show?
No, and people are I refuse to watch of them because I don't give a damn. I'm just done.
Oh no, I like Roseanne, but the fact is people are giving her shit just because she like she supports Donald Trump, or Kanye West also is okay with Donald Trump, and apparently he's an Uncle Tom.
Oh, for God's sake! I'm done with the politics bullshit.
I don't know if anybody remembers this. I saw this in like a top 10 political video that Wrestling Regret did, where apparently she and Trump had like a war of words, and then then Vince McMahon thought it'd be a funny idea to have a couple impersonators to have a wrestling match until the thing was basically ruined by Umaga.
God damn it! Ugh.
It's a really bizarre thing to see. Vince basically loves doing this. Yeah, and apparently the entrance music, like for simply just a crazy trumpet was money, 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 money.
Again, I don't watch wrestling anymore.
He pointed out between two old rich guys.
At least during Obama's run, you never saw North or South Korea actually get along to this extent.
Yeah,
you can at least say that.
Yes,
I'll give Trump credit. At least he's trying to fix North Korea and South Korea.
Yeah. One thing I didn't understand about his predecessor, Bush, why in the world did Marvel have him be a parody of himself
in
the Marvel universe, which is kind of dumb?
I have no idea.
Yeah, for Obama, he's a lot more better in real life.
I like
half the time I care about being fair to events. But in the case of Trump has never appeared in a page at all. He appeared in an issue of Spawn and Savage Dragon. And also, he's never appeared in DC for like an issue of Aquaman, but that was it.
Yeah, being in Marvel on the damn show.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he doesn't appear in Marvel.
Even Civil War 2 did it
have it where every universe. Yeah, where since FDR, they generally have had every single president since FDR meet a superhero. For some reason, Trump is not allowed to be in the Marvel comic universe.
I think I know why, because the way they hate Trump, I don't blame
Isn't that weird?
There's a lot of things that are weird.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Bendis had it for his last issue of Iron Man, where Trump finally makes an appearance.
Honestly, at this point, I don't give a damn. I'm done.
What about that Trump dunk they made? Him fighting Miss Marvel. Whatever happened to that?
I have no idea. Funny, I didn't care that much. Look, I love Miss Marvel, and which what I cared to do, I die. I'm glad she's being the MCU, which I approve.
I'm sure, Tiffany, you want to talk about this, but Kevin Feige is interested in putting Miss Marvel into the MCU.
Which I approve.
That's actually a good move. If people do not try to use her as a crush to push Muslim things onto people,
that's not gonna happen. In I support Miss Marvel. I hope she's in the MCU. I'm putting her character correctly, and she's done justice. Because the animation department failed her. But God, more animation so bad. More animation is so awful. It's just drawing at the wall already. Oh yeah, mommy, we are getting that Marvel animated movie coming out this year. Yeah, there's guys.
Oh no, I'm just reading the latest comments, hoping this drama finally comes down a little.
What drama?
Oh, the whole DNC comic book getting the publisher, Mark Waid threatening the publisher.
Oh, that shit! I completely forgot about that. What's the sort of drama ends soon? Because I'm tired. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, I have to call this a wrap. So I gotta call this a wrap.
Yeah, I gotta go.
It's been almost 5 hours now, the longest we've ever had.
I think so. I'm not sure. All right.
Yeah. Where's Nick? So, you know what? Just do your outro, and then if Nick doesn't show up, we'll just do it for him.
Okay. Thinking of joining on Geek 101. Stay tuned for our next kind on something. You can follow me on YouTube, and you can back to my Twitter. Also follow me on Twitch. Also follow me on Stardust. You can join us and stay tuned for my next discussion on what we're finishing. Yeah.
There is no set topic. We just talk about whatever is going on.
Yep.
There never will be a set topic. But as for that, you can find Nick on Nick Lens and on his Facebook, Nick Lens. It's just simple as that. And you can see he's reaching 600 videos. He does things like comics and manga and anime. He's recently been into the One Piece, catching up on that. Now he's catching up onto what was it? Said it earlier. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was right over here.
No, he's not doing Toriko. He got up on Hunter x Hunter, One Piece.
He did Full Metal Alchemist.
I think it was his Soul Eater.
Yeah, Soul Eater.
He's getting on Soul Eater. And our other co-host was Edgar Farr. You can follow him on Edgar Farr or Comic Fan 2 1992. Yep. He does comics, video games, and anime and manga reviews. But until next time, we will see you. We'll see you next time.